Hey, boy,
All right. Welcome to another episode of the No Key, your favorite after church podcast, the No Key podcast. I am your man, Spaces.
hey, I go by your boy Mal.
It's Jay every day.
Hey.
Hey, man, I'm starting to look forward to your little adventures on Sundays now, B.
Me too, bro.
I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. Keep them adventures going. We're gonna create some different lane type shit, some originality type shit. We got a motherfucker who just don't be he don't be still on the weekends. He be gone, so he just be on the go with us.
Yeah, I'm in my mom's backyard. She got some beef ribs. She throw on the grill. She wanted to throw on the grill.
All right, name.
Oh, guess what?
How was y'all last week?
Damn, I wish we could have did it. On my bad, Spaces. I wish we would have did this shit and we was doing this shit in the summer because our show would have did the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, there we go. Sorry, what were you saying, Mo? I was getting my.
I was saying I wish we would have been doing it like this during the summer, heavy, because I'd have did the same thing. I'd have brought y'all in here and show y'all how these ribs get made.
Yo.
It's been all summer, and clearly you've been making them, and I ain't got a single rib.
No, I ain't been barbecuing like I did in past years. Even my wife and my mother-in-law told me I ain't barbecue like I usually do. I haven't. I ain't gonna lie to you. I barbecue maybe twice through the whole summer. You know, I usually get in about 6, 7 times, 8 times.
Desiree, what's up?
Desiree, what's going on? How you doing?
Desiree, what's happening?
What's happening?
So, oh shoot, last week. How was it?
My last week was good, man. It's good. I got a little trip I got coming up this weekend. I'm happy about it. Talk about it when I get back. I'm really, really excited about it. Not even gonna sugarcoat it. But overall, everything been pretty good, man. It's been pretty. I can't do, man. I know I'm up here. I need a haircut. I'm up here looking like Carl Winslow, Daddy. Carl Winslow, Family Matters. You know, I need a motherfucking cut. It's cool though. I'll get back sexy later. But right now, it is what it is.
Desiree said, "I'm great. How you guys doing? I'm good.
We good. I'm good. I can't speak for everybody. I'm good. I don't be liking to speak for everybody.
Yeah, I'm good as well too. I didn't have much going on. Just another week at work, you know. So
yeah, I got to see my dog again this Saturday.
Yeah, yes, sir. We was able to chop it up for a little bit.
Yeah.
My last week was very, very progressive. I did a lot of stuff this last week.
All right.
Okay, what
some
you did
stuff
into,
I'm not
Lord?
some of the stuff I'm not gonna put out on the internet just yet, but
okay.
There's a bunch of stuff that I have in my head that I wanted to do and I never got around to doing, and I was like last week I don't know what it was, maybe it was just a little bug or whatever, but I was like, why am I waiting to do this? So I made my own jalapeno sauce.
Hey,
so whenever I make tacos, oh, bro, if you like a kick of spice while you eating your tacos, man.
I like spice. I don't know if spice like me at the end of the day. Yeah.
Oh shit.
After we sit down and at the end of the day, I'm not sure how well me and Spice get along. So.
Oh shit,
man. Yeah, and I also made my own laundry detergent.
Oh yeah, okay, that's dope.
So
you use borax?
I'm sorry.
Did you use borax?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. I use borax.
Oh, that's the base.
Yeah.
I use Arm & Hammer laundry booster, Zote bar, hot water. Bro, you know though, when people go fishing, they have those buckets that they put the fish in.
Yeah.
One Zote bar is called a Zote bar that you can get it from Walmart. It's like $1.98 or something like that. It makes a bucket full of that. And I remember when I was years ago when it was made for me, one bucket can last you at least 4 months. And I'm talking about this bucket was previously made for me when I was living in a house of, I want to say 6 people. One bucket lasted 6 people at least 3 months of washing. So just a piece of information to help people save money, because laundry detergent, between the laundry detergent, fabric softener, if you do that, the dryer sheets, which also you can make at home, that's like $40-$50. And depending on how frequently you wash, which some people wash 2 or 3 times a week, depending on their family size.
Who the fuck is washing 2 or 3 times a week?
Listen, I was on a panel. Not on the panel. I was in the somebody was live, and somebody in the chat said that they wash clothes every day, which I don't necessarily believe.
Bro, you ain't got no clothes. You wear the same. If you washing the same, if you even going to the gym, and you wear a lot of workout clothes or workout outfit a day, even if that you're wearing the same thing every day, if you washing 2 to 3 times a week, get the fuck out of here, B. Like, people just be lying and just be talking just to be talking. Fuck, man.
I was thinking the same thing.
Like I should have said, man. Hey, man, don't lie to me. Don't lie to this panel and don't lie to me. You could have kept that lie to yourself. You're lying. Like, motherfuckers need to be called out about their lying, for real, for real.
Yeah, man. So
you know what? Just real quick, just to kind of comment on what you were just saying, though. But I think the issue when it comes to laundry detergent, people don't properly use the amount, so they overuse the amount of laundry detergent that you're supposed to use.
That's a fact.
You know, you get to start pouring. You know how you get the cap and people pour the whole cap in there. Well, first of all, if you look, they got little gauges on the side to tell you how much should be on there. So you really shouldn't. I guess people assume that much or whatever they're telling you for 1 load or 2 loads is going to clean their clothes. But it doesn't necessarily mean the more soap you put in there is going to clean your clothes. It just means it's just making this shit soapier. And then a lot of times that detergent don't get up out your clothes, and now you're itching and you don't know why you're itching.
Yes, sir. Exactly. That's part of the reason why I started to look into a whole lot of DIY things that we pay for that we can just do at home if we just take the necessary time to do those things. Because you know what's crazy? I saw a few different posts, a few different like on YouTube, because YouTube University, right?
Of course.
A lot of times between the laundry detergent and fabric softener, it's almost like preservatives that are in those detergents that stick on your clothes that then rub onto your body.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all had it before, but I know I've had it before. Maybe I just generally put too much detergent, but my clothes still felt silky after I took them out of the washer. After I took them out of even the dryer, it still felt
remember
like
what kind you were using?
Film on it.
You remember what kind you used?
Gain.
Hey, so I had an experience. I ain't gonna lie to you. I literally thought, boy, hey, I use the yellow Tide, right? So anytime that's not the one that I normally would use, right? I used to use, the best brand shit, but shit, it was Tide for the lower dollar amount. So I was like, fuck it, let me fuck with it, right? So I'm using the Tide, right? And I started itching, all I'm talking about itching. And then my wife started itching. And now she looking at me and I'm looking at her because we both itching. Right? So, luckily we had the wherewithal to kind of, because we knew something, okay, what was going on. Then we realized the kids was itching too. So we went on here and changed the brand of, in general, we just changed the brand, but sometimes I still use Tide, not the yellow one, right? I always use the red one if you're fucking with the Tide, but I went to Persil. And from then on, the itching and whatever stopped. But it does matter to me because I think it's kind of like almost like carbon fiber, like shards of carbon fiber. If you ever look at how it's made or what, it's kind of like shards of carbon fiber, and carbon fiber, this is what's What's the insulate that they have in the house? You know what I'm talking about?
Insulin. I don't know what that is.
The insulate, like the stuff in between the walls.
Oh,
To make it
Oh, the
hold
drywall.
up.
insulation. Yeah.
Insulation, yeah. What's that stuff called?
I don't know. I
You
never
don't
thought
know?
about that.
If you ever I'm not sure if you ever been to the projects. A lot of the times they hear like open walls and stuff. Somehow, like I got some of that on me, and dude, I'm talking about that shit itch. So it's kind of like that itching type of feeling.
Oh yeah, that should break you out. Twitter grounds you and Weps too.
Yeah.
Because I think we talked about that. That's why I started laughing. Because
Yeah.
I was the same thing. Me and my wife was looking at each other too. Because we all around here itching. The sheets is itching. Everything is you scratching and you itching, and it never happens. And we ain't been using that since, so we ain't been scratching and itching since.
Yeah.
But I was on the same thing. Got the yellow Tide because it smelled good. It was cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
It was damn near $10 cheaper than other shit. Because
Yep.
other shit like $20, that's like $9.99, $10.99.
Yep.
So you get that trying to be on the cheap side of that. So now I don't use none less than Gain. I ain't gonna lie to you. Don't nothing get bought in this house but Gain. And I'm the type that I don't just buy one. I buy 2 and 3.
Yep.
So I don't like to be underneath 2. Soon as one gone, I go buy another one. I like to keep doing it like that. So it'll always be, like we'll always have like this detergent, soap powder up in here or something like that. And then when they go on sale, I go crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. I like to buy when stuff is on sale, even if I don't have the money, do whatever. Hey, buy that. We'll talk about that later. But let me get all that. Like I'm like to go buy the paper, the paper towels, the soap, whatever you got. I like to buy it in bulk. That's why I can't wait till I get me a house. Because like you say, doing everything on your own and stuff, it saves you a lot of money. Because it's a good thing you said that, right? Because the other day, I was driving to work yesterday, and I'm thinking, right, old as we are, why are we still not trying to get a trade or trying to get something that we can do on the side of our house that we can do on our own? And I was thinking about things that I could do, and the first thing that came to my mind is, I would really want to know how to work on cars.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I would really want to know how to do some of the major things I can do on my own with cars. Like you can understand the oil changes, the brake jobs, that's simple. But I'm talking about changing whole compressors, alternate. I want to do all that stuff. Like I actually change some stuff that make a big difference. So I'm gonna probably try to look, if I don't get distracted, I want to try to look up like mechanic courses or something like I could take, or some hands-on stuff I can take and do, so I can try to learn how to start fixing on my own car. Because I can't wait till I get me my own garage and stuff, because I love to do that stuff on weekends when I'm not, at work or anything like that.
I mean, when you think about all of the, I guess you could, I don't want to say minor expenses, but all of the unexpected, I guess you could say unexpected expenses. I don't even know what to call it, unexpected, but certain expenses in life. Those things add up to, how people say, once you subscribe to all of these different streaming services, it's just like paying for cable.
Yeah.
It's just like that with minor or different expenses in life.
Uh-huh.
Between your car, between your, personal expenses, stuff that you might have to do for, one person or the next in your house. Like a lot of the stuff that are those, for the sake of conversation that we're having right now, laundry detergent.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You can make that at home.
And it adds up because the shit not cheap. Gain and Tide is not cheap. Why do you think they got that shit locked up?
Because people stealing.
Yeah, but it's because it costs so much money. Like Gain and Tide on sale is like $15.99, $16.99. Regular price, the shit like $20, $25.
Yeah, and that's between the detergent, between the liquid fabric softener, between the dryer fabric softener sheets, you're looking at like $40.
And I didn't even talk about if you ain't got no washer and dryer, you got to go pay to wash.
Whew. Bro, I put a load on before we started this live.
I know. And then people be wondering why when I be talking about I don't give no fuck what people be talking about. Nigga, you not paying on these bills, so I really don't give a fuck what you talking about. This shit costs money. So what I'm listening to what you got to say, bro. just to live regular everyday things costs bread, good bread.
Super fast. Every day, what you doing?
I'm barbecue. You hear me when I said it?
Nah.
What
did you say? I'm sorry.
I said I'm barbecuing. I had already said.
Oh, barbecuing. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I told you he taking us on his adventures. We're gonna look forward to this. When that nigga be at home, we're gonna be like, bro, why you ain't outside?
Yeah.
Because he's gonna sit his ass down some way one of these Sundays. He's gonna be sitting down.
It should be next Sunday.
I'm probably gonna be here next Sunday. I'll still be on gone.
So I'm gonna show y'all real quick. Let me see if I can do it. Hold on. Yeah, this is right here.
That nigga up in there got some goddamn nigga. That's like uncooked crack.
That's the
on the real. You can put that in the microwave.
No, this is the gallon or 5 gallon tub that fishers use to put fish in.
Bro, they're gonna call our podcast the most ghettoest shit ever, most ghettoest elegant shit ever.
So
it is what it is. We're original though. So when motherfuckers start doing stuff like this, they know where they got it from, right?
Facts.
We ain't sitting in those studios and shit like that. We all over the place.
Well, that's because we ain't got studio money yet, you know.
But we wouldn't be in the studio on no everyday basis though if we could.
Yeah, it depends on how much they paying. I absolutely would.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about we be so much on the move sometimes. But you is right. If they was paying like that, we would be in the studio. Because I ain't gonna lie, I got some clothes I need to still show off. I got clothes, shoes, fits. I know you got some too, Jerry. Day.
I ain't got nothing.
Hey, what was the saying yesterday? I ain't paying for that.
Right. I'm not paying for that.
I'm not paying for that. Oh shit, man.
All right. So speaking of trades, we're gonna get into this first subject. Mal sent this to us. Let's get into it. Let me scoot this mic closer. All right. So Mal sent this to us. This came from Charlemagne's Instagram. It says the next generation of U.S. millionaires will be plumbers and electricians. Let's see.
If you're an electrician, you're a plumber, if you're a carpenter, we're going to need hundreds of thousands of them to build all of these factories. And the skilled craft segment of every economy is going to see a boom. You're going to have to build, you're going to have to keep doubling and doubling and doubling and doubling every single year. And I think that you're going to be building out AI infrastructure here in UK for a decade.
For an economy that is struggling at the moment, what are the risks for the UK if we don't grasp this opportunity?
Just as the last industrial revolution, the reason why it came about was because you needed it. And so the industrial revolution that started here in the UK came out of need. You need it now too. If you're an electrician, you're a plumber, if you're a carpenter, we're going to need hundreds of thousands of them to build.
And by the way, if y'all didn't know, but most plumbers and electricians who then go on to own their own businesses make more than most doctors and lawyers today. It's actually becoming a national security issue because the DoD, Department of Defense, is looking for 600,000 electricians and welders in the next 6 years. And they don't exist. And that is just to maintain our military equipment, not to build new. And by the way, if y'all didn't know, but most plumbers and electricians who then go on to own their own businesses make more than most doctors and lawyers today. It's actually becoming a national security issue because the DoD, Department of Defense, is looking for 600,000 electricians and welders in the next 6 years. And they don't exist. And that is just to maintain our military equipment, not to build new. And by the way, if
it says blue collar wages just hit a 60-year high, according to the White House. 2.5 trillion is flowing to 2.5 million service businesses. That's $1 million each. Okay. In the next 3 years, the U.S. will need 550,000 plumbers, 410,000 welders, 200,000 electricians. U.S. Census says that the contractor economy will reach 2.5 trillion in 2025 alone. Right now, there's a massive shortage in skilled labor. Let me put us back on. There we go. So Charlemagne, looking at the comments, it says, we've been trying to tell you, break your ASS up and get to trade school. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Let's discuss. Cody Sanchez says, love that you're talking about this now. We run one of the largest trades in the blue collar focused ed companies in the US. And one, there are not enough. Two, it's much more profitable than people think. Now, this comment, while we were watching the video, I saw Acre Grills Jules said at Home Depot, and Home Depot is offering free, because people don't like to pay for things, free classes for all of the above. Mrs. Marvin 2002 says, proud wife of a high school dropout hubby who went to school and got his GED and became a journeyman sheet metal worker. He just passed 100K on his paycheck this week. God dang. Invest in stock says they're going to need HVAC too when it's time to cool down these data centers and crypto mining farms. So, Ma, you sent this to us. What are your thoughts about it? Do you have a question? What's up?
Yeah, just the original thoughts of what you think about this as a whole, we say this. We didn't say this plenty of times, about trade schools and about stuff like this. We preach this all the time because I talk to my son right now about it. Like we know, my son, he's gonna be a firefighter, so that's cool. But okay, what else you gonna do? That's always my question. Like, okay, we got to get you a trade. So now, even on your off days, you can still make money. And your trade or your side hustle, as they call it, is somebody's lively skill. So I just want to know what's y'all thoughts about that, about how many jobs we need, and why don't people push this more often? Why people are not beating their chest about this? Why is this not mostly on the internet and stuff like that?
Jerry Day, you want to go first?
Yeah, so like Maul said, I think we always kind of push trades and stuff. I mean, what we're into, our industry is trade. It's considered a trade. If you look at all the immigrants or whatever, whoever's being sent back, well, not whoever's being sent back, but a lot of immigrants do come over, right? And they already have this trade from where they used to, these different trades from where they used to live at. So, this is why you can go to a Home Depot and have, maybe a Mexican or Venezuelan come through, tidy up your crib real quick, as well as the Polish, right? So a lot of these guys that come over and they already have these skill sets. Now, if we decide that we're gonna send everybody back or however that's gonna go, then you have to be able to fill in that gap, right? So that's just kind of my mindset on it. I think it's a good idea. College isn't meant for everybody. We do need people to help keep the upkeep of this country. So, that's what I think about it.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking a lot of people think, and myself included, think when it comes to joining the military, that means joining the military based on active duty. Meaning you're going to be all overseas, or you're going to be out in the field wherever you go in a military uniform, ready to fight, possibly was it Michael B. Jordan no, it wasn't Fruitvale Station. It was a Michael B. Jordan movie when he was a husband, military man, and to serve his country, he and his RV, Humvee, whatever, ended up rolling over a landmine. I got to figure out what movie that was, but yeah, like people automatically think that it's active duty in terms of possibly being in the line of war, gunfire. There's a whole lot of opportunities, and I found this out through my homie who's in the Air Force. There's a whole lot of opportunities in the military that you don't have to be what's called active duty to participate in. And I like this video because it's emphasizing that. We're talking about welders, talking about electricians. That's not well, I mean, maybe they can finesse it or finagle it to where you may be on active, air quotes, active duty, to where you're overseas or on deployment. That's the word I was looking for, deployment. Where you're on deployment and doing those things. But Man, this sounds like a great opportunity. I don't see why people wouldn't jump on this. Go ahead, Ma.
I'm with you. And excuse me. Every day wasn't here that time where we had that question where I said, should college only be for important stuff? Motherfuckers go to college because people preach that and they think it's cool to do instead of going there for what it's meant for their day. It's for to get ready to prepare you for your life ahead. Find you a wife, find you a husband, find you a job or something that you're going there to get. Not like I understand you want to party, you want to do that stuff. That's cool. But at the same time, we came in for business. And it's too many like people go to college and get some motherfucking glass making degree. Be something that you can just go get a certificate for. You feel me? So we need to stop with this trying to send our kids to college when you know if your kid is college bound. Like we know our kids if they need to be in college or they don't. We preach the college thing like that's just the end all be all when it's not. College is not end all be all. College is not made for everybody. Most kids are smart, but they don't want to do the work. All they want to do is just get through so I can have nobody talking to me so I can get through college or high school. So I get through high school. Sometimes they like working with their hands. You have to teach them things and they become good at it. So this is one of those things where I need to be like, but it's like social media preach that, oh, you want to be an influencer. Like we had this influx of people want to be influencers. How long do you think this stuff gonna last? This internet, this influencer shit it's just a phase like it always do. It's like one of them phases back in the 90s. So we need to get back to like Jay every day said, what built this country? We need welders. We need HVAC people. We need electricians. We need all this. And the only reason that I think it's not as popular and people don't talk about it as much because it's not glorified. It's not putting you in a star headlight. Everybody want to be a fucking star. And I think that's the point. People see everybody online or being, get all these likes, all these retweets and all this stuff, and they want all the attention because you're not getting no fucking attention at home. So, but if you was getting the attention you need to get at home and motherfuckers was teaching you something that you don't want to draw the attention to you, maybe you would be a nurse. Maybe you would be a doctor. Maybe you would be a firefighter. Maybe you would be a welder. Maybe you would be a technician. Maybe you would be a motherfucking mechanic. Like you said, you're going to need people to build these data centers. If we go into AI, AI can't build a data center that's going to run AI. It's still going to need a human to get it started. So you can be building this stuff. It still need cooling stations. So you're going to need HVAC and air conditioning that's going to cool the place. You got to start thinking on that level. Like we just opened up and I just said, old as I am, I'm still looking. Now I'm thinking about like I need to get a trade too probably. Just to do some things in my own house and my own fruition I could do on my own. And I could do my friend stuff too. They can call me because they don't want to call that. Or I can go over there, make a couple dollars with my friend, help him fix his stuff and not charge him an arm and a leg. Vice versa. I can be the electrician. You can be the plumber. I need some plumbing work, dude. You come do my plumbing. You need some electrician work. I come do your electrician. That's what, but the only reason it's not pushed as much because it's not glorified. If it was glorified, it will really be pushing like that. And hey, what's going on, Sister Every Day? You're right. Electricians do too. Look at the Chris Rock special. He said when he looked at his door, he's a comedian. Everybody around him was a plumber and electrician that stayed in the neighborhood with Chris Rock.
That's wild. That's wild to think about.
No, because they think you get the money fast and then, I want the money now. When that's playing a long game. On your
right.
your first cool years, you're gonna make a little bit of money to get you by and to get you your bills and stuff. But at the long run, when you go work for one of these companies and you take off and you become your own private entity of a plumber or electrician, you is getting more, like she said, than doctors and lawyers and stuff. You're making every bit of $500,000 to $600,000 a year. And you dictate the market. Okay, let's just go in the scenario, then I'm gonna let y'all go because I know I've been talking too much.
No, people love these legitimately. People love these mall rents.
Look, you in your house late night, a pipe bust. It's 2-3 in the morning. You got to call a plumber. You call me. I don't know you. Just for me to fucking get out my bed and answer that phone is $1,500. When I get there, it's an additional $300 to $400 every hour I'm there to try to help you do what you need to do. For emergency plumber. And then guess what? I'm just coming over there. I didn't charge you $2,000 to come over there and cut the water off because I'm not finna work right now, and I'll be back in the morning. Because you don't know how to cut off the water.
Okay. Yeah. So I just want y'all to know, Naps and Beauty has to be like my favorite consistent person of the No Key podcast. She says all of my sentiments every time she jumps in the chat. Like she said, and I showed this already, but she said a plumber could make way more than a lawyer.
Facts.
Do you? Oh my! Just the thought of that, bro. You know what? Let's start talking numbers. Let's start talking numbers.
Bro, you ain't gotta talk numbers.
Wait, hold on, real quick. While y'all talking numbers, the deal is it's not about the money aspect, and that's where people fuck up the game at. Where you coming in thinking about money and you have no love for the job.
We just talked about this too.
You have no love for the job. This is how industries get oversaturated with people that have no love for the job. So yeah, is it opportunity to make money? Absolutely, right? But you still have to have love for the job. So being a plumber, guess what comes with it? Shit, right? Dookie, right? Different things that comes with being a plumber, right? So it's not just, nigga, dookie. I didn't make 50. Yeah, dookie. You know what I mean? Boo-boo. So it's not just, hey, I'm finna be a plumber and $1,500 might get you out of bed. The rest of them hours you sitting over here with a hazmat mask on, right? You got to realize that. And also, just real quick, it is pushed in other communities. It's not pushed in the Black community.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
That's exactly where I was going.
Again, this is why I just said where you're able to see and you're able to get your hombres from the Home Depot up the street. Right? It's a lot of them, they know how to do roofing. They just know how to do shit. They know how to lay concrete, so on and so forth. Right? So it's pushed in our community, we should go to school, or go to college, which college is a good thing, depending on your major. Like Maul said, you don't want to be going in there and you coming out with a glass making degree, right? Or I always say African American history degree and teach where and do what, right? So you done racked up $100,000 in college debt. Now you want people to pay for it, right? So anything that I see white people continuously do, right? So you have white people continuously go to the military. The military provides, so you can do different trades and stuff in the military. Mm-hmm. Right? So when if they stop going, then that's when you stop going. Right? You know what I'm saying? But as long as so we can sit up here and talk about how bad the military, all that shit is left over to me in the 90s. Yeah. You know what I mean? We gotta really start thinking and be actually kind of forward about, especially to spreading it to our youth about different things that we could be doing for sure.
And I want to piggyback off what Jerry Day said, but we had an episode one time where we said it all boils back down to fathers being in the household and families back together. Because when your father's there, he the head, he telling you what the fuck to do. You might don't like it now, but you grow to like it because that's what father said. That's what Pop said. Pop said, do this, so that's what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. So, like you said, you got a love for the job, but fathers be there and they push the job on you so you can get to love it. You don't just become what you become. Just like I always take myself for example. I'm not trying to say I'm the end all be all. But when my son was really young, 4, 5, 6 years old, I continuously asked him, what do you want to be? What do you want to grow when you grow up? All he kept saying was firefighter. Guess what I did? Find a black firefighter to ask him how, and I don't want to put my bad, I shouldn't have said black. Just a firefighter. How do I get my son want to be a firefighter. How do I get him in this? Just by a simple question. He said, you can go to this such and such fire school. They got junior firefighter and all this stuff. And my son's been in there since the beginning of the time, since he's been able to walk and all this other stuff. But then guess what? Me learning about finances, knowing that you're going to need another job and need something else too, trade. I also told my son, I didn't even ask him. I told him, you need to pick a trade. I understand you want to go to firefighter school and you're going to be a firefighter, but you're going to pick a trade. Find one that
Facts.
you wouldn't mind doing, but you're going to pick a trade. I didn't ask. I told. You're going to pick a trade. When we find out what trade he want to do to, soon as he 2-3 years in the game with his firefighter, you're going to go get that trade. Now your trade or your side hustle, as they say nowadays, is most people's careers. So now you're still getting bread from firefighter, which is your bread and butter. That's what you do. That's what make your living. But your degree and your trade is something you do on the side just to go take trips and do whatever the fuck you want to do with that money. But it's the thing. It all start. Always look at us. I don't fuck with them women be talking about. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Them niggas don't be knowing what they be talking about anyway. They need some guidance. So men need to start telling their kids of what you're going to do. I don't give a fuck if you don't like it. This is what you're going to do. You're going to learn to love it. You don't like it now because I'm telling you and you want to listen to me. But we need to start stepping up and telling our kids. Like, that's why you got to be in the house. Ain't no having kids all over the place. Your kids got to live with you. They got to be in the house with you. Even if you're a step parent or not, whatever, how they want to call it. Whoever's in the house with you, you the head of the household. You start dictating shit of how it go. You 30, 45 plus, it don't matter about you no more. You still have your fun, but it's about the youth that's coming up behind us. You got to get his game up. All this stuff that you done been learning over your 35, 40 years, you got to get a game up. Rob, what's going on, Rob?
Rob, what's good, bro? What's up, man? Glad to see you here.
Yeah, but we gotta get past for sure. Naps and sister every day. That's that passive income. That's when you making money in your sleep and stuff. We got to start, man. Fuck what they talking about. Tell them this what you're doing. They don't like it. They'll learn to like it. But then people call you a dictator and all this stuff. Talking about you. Yeah, I am. Do what the fuck I told you to do. We're gonna be all right. You got somebody to blame if it don't go right.
OG said you have to have passion and or love for the game, otherwise you will be a boo-boo plumber. What do you think of that? I had some thoughts. What do you think?
What about what?
What OG said, you have to have passion and or love for the game, otherwise you will be a boo-boo plumber.
You go ahead. I've been talking a lot. Go ahead. What you think about that?
Okay. My question to that, and not necessarily to OG, but I guess it is to OG. What's the difference? Regardless of if you have love for the game or you don't have love for the game, either way, you're a boo-boo plumber. The ultimate difference then is what your passions are afterwards. Because no matter what it is that you pursue, I think that the ultimate thing that you have to give attention to is what your goals are outside of whatever your passion is. If your goal or if your passion, ultimate passion is helping people, then you are a boo-boo plumber because you want to help people.
You helping people with their boo-boo or their dookie.
I'm thinking not to cut you off. I'm thinking he's saying you won't be a good plumber if you don't have passion in what you're doing.
Hold on a second. Hold on a quick second. I want to try something.
I hate this thing.
David, go ahead and say what you said again.
No, I'm thinking he's saying if you don't have passion in what you're doing, which is the job, then you're going to be a not so good plumber. You're going to be a boo-boo plumber.
You're going to be a boo-boo plumber.
You're going to be a shit plumber. Not going to be good at it.
A dookie plumber.
Yeah. Were you able to hear me?
Yeah. I switched my audio, so I hear you a whole lot better.
Also, is your audio?
Yeah, so it's crazy because I think the computer is trying to switch from the speaker audio on the computer to my AirPod. So now I have it to where it's just coming 100% out of the computer, and I don't even really need this, but I like how it looks, so I'm gonna keep it in. And I'll mute myself in between because I think that's where the echo comes from. But Nassim Beauty said, if you have a passion for something, it won't feel like actual work. It's something they love. Also, people see that in their work too. And OG agrees with it.
That is. I'm not gonna lie. I agree with that too. Because somebody asked me the other day, right? They say, "Oh, because I was almost late for work or whatnot and whatnot," and they was like, "Oh, you're gonna call off?" I was like, "No, I wasn't gonna call. I'm still gonna work." And they was like, "Oh, I would have probably called." I was like, "The reason why I wouldn't have probably called off, I don't mind doing what I do. We drive trucks. I like doing that shit. Like I generally like doing that shit." Like I don't think I'd rather be doing like only other thing I could see myself probably doing is if I was in the NFL or some shit like that. But driving trucks, I honestly just love doing the shit. And I think I heard Jerry Day actually say that too, but I'm generally on that page of like I really like driving trucks. So I understand where they're coming from, but you can grow to love something. I'm just saying put stuff in these kids' faces so we can get all these jobs and all these trades. They gonna love one of the trades. Come on now. I ain't saying you got to just be a plumber. I'm not saying you just got to be an HVAC. You can might like driving the Caterpillars or something like that. You can might like that.
You know, I think about that too, right? And I mean, I don't know if it qualified. Maybe it is, but I don't know if it qualifies as a trade. But pandemic, and I'm thinking about this as it relates to the pandemic when everybody was in the house and we had to just like go to work and or stay home. No matter what, people are going to need their haircut.
Oh yeah, barbershop is a trade. That's a trade. Being a barber is a trade.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to sound stupid on the internet, but
Okay.
yeah, a barber is a trade, right? No matter what, people are
barber
going
is
to
a
need their
trade.
haircut. So I know people, and I've had conversations with people where they said, like, even though we were in the pandemic, I was still, and this is people that are in that are barbers or that are hairstylists or whatever. They said I was still working. So 1,000% is like now I have a question for OG. What would you call that? Because you said like it sounds like you're saying if you have a passion for plumbing, then you're a plumber. But if you don't have a passion for plumbing, then you're just a boo-boo specialist.
A dookie specialist, a dookieologist.
All right. So he also said, Jerry Day, exactly what I was saying. I just didn't want to type it here. But you have your question. You have your question. So I think, yeah, absolutely. It is and you know what actually is disappointing. I witnessed trades being taken out of schools.
Facts.
Like as I was in school.
Facts.
I'm walking around the hallways in school, high school, and seeing these, guys walking around with these wood shop projects that they worked on.
Facts.
And I'm like, what'd you do that at? What'd you do that at? And it was like, yeah, take wood shop. Then when I try to take wood shop, it's unavailable.
Shit. Look, I went to Crane. Well, we had wood shop, we had auto mechanic, and they had nursing programs where the kids was like the first 2 semesters they was in the building, and then after they last 2 periods they did at an actual hospital with nurses, they actually followed them around and they got my cousin was in it. She used to leave school every day around like 12:30 to 1 o'clock, finish out her day at the hospital or whatnot, working around with nurses and seeing how you do what you do.
I remember, bro, and I don't know if it's still a thing because maybe in some places it still is, but I witnessed when I was maybe a sophomore, junior in school, when even the freshman, was it a freshman? I don't think it was a freshman as well, but people were walking around with babies. I'm talking about home economics.
Oh, that was one too. That was a trade too. We was going to cooking, a home economic. Yeah, we was going to cooking.
Yeah. So like it was a point where like it was a guy and a girl were paired together and they had to try to take care of a baby or an egg. And like I don't know what the ramifications of the egg cracking was, but neither here nor there. but the baby actually simulated an actual human baby where it actually peed, it actually cried without reason. Like it was an actual
Every day is
thing.
good.
Huh?
Every day is good. Go ahead. I'm just looking at it.
Eating off the grill, getting it down to the bone.
Hey, but no, I didn't mean to mess you up. Go ahead, Space. I'm sorry.
But yeah, it was an actual thing, and I think there is an actual like a above us effort to remove those things from schools, to remove those things from practice, and part of it is I think part of it is to emphasize the necessity of companies, because it like I just said with the laundry detergent, it took me the stuff that I purchased for the laundry detergent took like $10-15. If I were to buy laundry detergent, $40-45. And on top of that, it's even less expensive because
2025. You just bought a lot of. You said how much you got from it would it be like 40-45?
Yeah, if I buy
okay, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. You're right. Go ahead.
If I buy the detergent, the fabric softener, and the dryer sheets.
Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you.
And the thing is, with this $15 that I spent, it lasts me months. This is a 5-gallon fish bowl full of laundry detergent. All you need is a scoop per maybe a little bit more per load. That's gonna last me a long time.
Hey, that's what you said.
I was trying not to go there.
Go ahead. I'm just fucking with
you. Desiree said, I had the baby and it was so annoying. Oh, so she was in home ec. Okay. She said, I had the baby and it was so annoying. I left it with my mom because my baby just cried and cried.
But you know, nowadays you can't have that because you would have 2 men in there with a baby. Or you had 2 women with a baby. You don't never know. If they had that in school now, it'd be that.
Yeah, so yeah, I think this is amazing. I think the pushing of the elimination of trades is very strategic, and I think it is not without purpose that they have been taken out of schools. What do you think?
Oh, I'm for sure. I know it's on purpose because it was making a lot of people. Like I don't know if y'all know. I call him Pops. He used to work with us or whatever. Curtis. He used to work for AT&T Bell South back when it was Bell South. He said the only reason he got into that field or whatever is because they offered that at his school, and he went and tried it out, and he liked it, and he continued with the career. So he always tell that story about trade school. That's how he did, because he used to wire like the buildings and stuff downtown.
Yeah, trades in Black communities made a lot of Black middle class. So, it's just something to think about.
Yeah, but I push trades to everybody, man. I push that to my nieces and nephews. I push that to their parents. I push all that. I push that to anybody who will talk to me or whatnot. When you find out what your kid want to do in life, just period, put that in front of them and keep it in front of them and keep them busy with it. Always tell them to be looking up stuff. Just shout out random stuff. They got a phone in front of them. Google. Google is your best friend. Google this. Tell me how you get this and what type of money y'all make. What type of this? What type of that? I always just throw that at my friend, my son. We in the car. Hey, Google this. Google that. Cause like the other day, I was dropping my little cousin, little niece off at her grandparents' house, and she's telling me that she want to be a surgeon. So I was telling her about all that Mrs. wants to be a surgeon. She kept talking about, I'm only 12, but that don't got to do nothing to do with you only 12. If this is what you want to do, you need to be looking at what all I need to do to become a surgeon. And the instant you get of age to do any one of those things, knock it off your list. Keep it going. Make you a list of things you need to do by what age, have this done. So now when you get in your career field and you're doing your things and people coming up to you like, they said I got to take this class. Oh, I took that 2-3 years ago. Oh, I did that already. I got that certification already. I did that already. So you can already be ahead of the game.
Shoot. Let's see. Desiree also said they didn't give my baby a father. I was a single mom.
They
Crazy
petty.
work.
That's crazy. That's crazy work, man. That's crazy.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
go ahead. Go.
Thank you guys for kicking it with us. Continue to hit the like button, share this with somebody, and let them know that your favorite After Church podcast is live. And we're having a great conversation over here. So, speaking of trades and as it pertains to not necessarily trades, but things as it pertains to children, this is another thing Maul sent to us, and it's talking about kids and their vulgarity while they're playing sport. While they're playing sports. 1 second, I'll pull it up here. Come on. All right, let's check it out.
Cussing, like 9-10-year-olds boys cussing chants, highlight videos, explicit cussing. I'm like, man, when did it become acceptable to be a 9 or 10-year-old boy and you got explicit cussing, derogatory lyrics on your highlight videos? And then another thing, man, like y'all got these young boys cussing, like 9-10-year-olds boys cussing chants, highlight videos, explicit cussing. I'm like, man, when did it become acceptable to be a 9 or 10-year-old boy and you got explicit cussing, derogatory lyrics on your highlight videos? And then another thing, man, like y'all got.
Okay, Ma, you sent this to us. What are your questions?
I sent it too because my son played football, so I hear on the field and stuff like that and everything, and then I always hear the kids walking past and stuff like that. And I asked my wife one day, and this video came across, and I think I asked Jerry. I think me and Jerry did. I don't know if me and Jerry talked about it, but I was just talking about it. And I'm like, what's y'all thoughts on that? What's y'all thoughts on these little kids using all this profanity and the way they talking? And just because you're playing sports, do you get a pass by just cursing and stuff like that? Just because you're playing sports?
Oh yeah, Space.
I know of I haven't. You guys play like Call of Duty and all that.
Yeah.
So you know that you just reach random people at random times while you're playing.
Right.
So in Destiny, there's a thing called a clan, CLAN, not KLAN. It's just a group of people that you regularly play with.
Your team, your clique.
Huh?
Your team, your clique.
Oh yeah. Okay. When they're on, you're guaranteed to see, as long as you're in the right menu, you know that they're on as well. So you guys are familiar with each other. You can get certain things accomplished in the game. There was a younger kid in our clan that he was great at the game, especially in PvP. For those that don't play Destiny or play video games, it's player versus player or human versus human. He was cursing like crazy, and I'm not his father, I'm not his brother, I'm not necessarily a male role model in his life, so I didn't really care to try to say like, hey, you might want to chill on that. That's not cool. But I was while he would curse, I was thinking like, that's disgusting behavior, bro. Like you can't, and I even to some degrees apply this to adults. You don't have a better way to be able to articulate yourself than cursing. Because I think generally, this is me. This is part of the reason why I don't curse. I think curse words are a cop out for being able to properly express yourself. Being able to properly articulate your thoughts. So in my mind, while we are in Destiny, they have raids. It's like a 6-man activity in the game. Certain things will happen and he curse. Or you're talking about certain things in his life curse. I don't like it. I don't like it. So to answer the question, no, I completely disagree with it. I think we need to be able, what we should be pushing in terms of how we communicate with each other is to avoid those particular words, because no matter how you look at it, those words have a negative connotation with them. And if you disagree, then why won't you say those words while you're in an interview for a job? That's my thoughts right now.
Go
All
ahead,
right, so
Jerry.
real quick, yeah, my thoughts is that I think things now is just being recorded. I'm a person who play organized sports, or play organized football, basketball, play baseball, all that type shit. See, cursing. So I played all of those type of sports, and growing up, that's something that you regularly hear, And I grew up in the late '80s, going into the '90s, 2000s or whatever, teenager in the 2000s. So you would hear kids cursing. This isn't nothing brand new. This isn't anything that it's not anything new to this generation. The only thing is being recorded. Now, do I agree with the parents allowing them to do it? Absolutely not. But the truth of the matter is that they're going to curse anyway. Your child is cursing at school, right? That's that's a fact. Your child is cursing at school. Why? How do I know? I have children. I know they curse. Matter of fact, I'm not going to get into a story, but I just know they curse. All right. So, and my kids are well behaved. My kids are well mannered, right? I don't play none of that. But I know somebody's cursing. Right. So what I'm saying is, it's just that now it's being recorded. And now you can say, oh, I can't believe it. But everybody acts as if they weren't a child before, or act as if they weren't a teenager before. And now it's, it's just not black children cursing, not to make it about race, but I'm just saying it's not just black kids cursing, right? I've seen it across the board. Okay. So maybe black mixtape kids or whatever, maybe they have it in their mixtape, but I've seen it across the board. And so that's kind of my point. Again, I'm not condoning it, right? But I understand.
Yeah. See, I'm on the same intimate of Jay every day, and I got a little bit of spaces too. Like I was with at first I was trying to see what Jay every day was going, but when he was like he don't condone it or nothing like that, because I knew he wasn't gonna condone it anyway, because he don't condone that cursing or whatever. But he's right. Kids are going to curse. Like I said, my son is well behaved, well mannered, and all that stuff too. I didn't know he didn't curse a lot, but he's not going to do it in front of parents and in front of adults. That's the thing I'm getting at. When we got the recordings of it and you putting it out here like your kid is grown or something like that, and like kids, like even though we in the huddle and we cursing, and you just don't want to let the ref hear you cursing and know what you're doing or whatever like that. But it's like, what I'm thinking about is like a kid to get mad and the coach is trying to do something or trying to chastise him about trying to correct him about it. And he's out here cursing, walking up and down the sideline while all the coaches there. And not one coach said anything about it. That's my problem. Like, we ain't going to condone that like you just out here a heathen. And in the school my son go to,
wait, say it again. Say it again.
What you
condone
mean?
What?
Condone the cursing like you're going to say something about them cursing. Like, hey, watch your mouth. Don't just be around here cursing like you grown or something like that. You're going to correct it.
And you mentioned the coach. How does the coach relate to that?
What you mean?
Because I was saying, it sounded like, and please correct me if I'm wrong, it sounded like you were saying that the coach but the coach can be responsible for telling the players or the people that the coach is over to control their language.
Facts. Those are facts. He's the head coach of the thing. It's not like you're a coach in adult. This is not college. This is high school. Watch your mouth. You know what you're saying. Watch your mouth. It's adults around here. It's women. It's other adults around here. And it's other kids around here too. Watch it. You can say, like you say, you don't need cursing to get your point across. At that age, watch your mouth. Tell you a quick story. My son had kids over here or whatnot, right? He playing, and I heard one of the shorties curse. I ain't say nothing the first time because I'm like, I want to make sure I know what he heard. I heard it again. I said, hey, watch your mouth. If you don't like what I said, get the fuck out of my house. But it's just the simple fact of it is adults need to be adults and start checking like, nah, don't do that around me. I don't give a fuck how old my son get. He better not be cursing and smoking and doing all that shit around me. I'm still Pops. I don't care what you're talking about or how you say it. I'm still Pops.
That's facts. I closed the door. My mom's on the inside of the house, right? My mom, she might hear me, you know, she might assume I might be cussing. But I'm 40. I don't curse in front of my mother.
Facts.
You know?
Facts.
Oh my God. You know, any elder person, I'm not cursing in front of.
You
like you two niggas, I don't give no fuck. But you know what I'm saying? But like but my
hey, you're right. You're right.
Right, because I also believe in a thing called, you know, because I've took linguistic classes and stuff like that in college. But I believe in a such thing as code switching as well, right? So the same thing, I mean, this is kind of the answer Space's question. So the same thing that you would say in front of your friends, anything, right? You wouldn't take to an interview. You know, it's simply code switching. How I'm talking to my friends is not the way that I'm gonna naturally talk to anybody else if I'm in a job interview.
Yeah, you don't. My mother been gone all this time, and I be over there with my wife's mother, my mother-in-law. I'm not cursing in front of her.
Right.
I look at my wife and anybody else there. What you doing? You tripping. Even if you don't like something they say, it's still a respect issue. That's a respect responsibility. It's your morals. You don't do that. Like Jerry Day said, he grown as hell, and he done told us plenty of stories where his mama done probably said something or did something. He ain't gonna do that. Mom, I'm gone. I gotta go. Am I wrong, Jerry Day?
Are you right?
I gotta go. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. You raised me. I'm not doing that. Even though you pissing me off, I'm gonna go. So I know I do not condone kids cursing during sports and sporting events in 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 18, if you still on my team, hell no, you can't curse neither. Wait till you graduate school. No cursing, period. And if the head coach is responsible for everybody on that team, coaches is included, you not cursing over there. Don't be cursing like that. It's not cool. I don't care what you're doing for your mama, but here you're not doing that here. And if you don't like it, you can leave. You can get off my team.
Yeah, a child will respect that. A child will respect that, especially if it's a sport he's into, or you know, this is just like the classroom. At the end of the day, think of a coach. It doesn't have to necessarily be a non-surrogate parent, but you think about it. A coach is basically a teacher. You know, so show that same respect. If you were to be in my classroom, have that respect not to curse in my classroom, right? And I mean, we could use that even as an adult, right? So you're an adult in college. I expect you really not to be cursing. Sometimes you might have to try to get your point across, or you may be frustrated, but it's not going to be a consistent thing that you're doing around here either.
It's a fact. And y'all know I curse a lot, but I can withhold it when it's supposed to be withheld. You ain't seeing me going around here cursing in front of the women or cursing at women and nothing. No, I don't do that.
I 100% agree with you guys. I think one factor that plays into this, though, is we're talking about the coach of the players setting a standard to not curse. We are speaking on the coach setting the standard to say you have to find better ways to articulate yourself than these particular words. The one part of this that I'm thinking about right now is in the fact that the parents would have to reinforce that.
No, they don't. You just don't. Look, bro, there's plenty of things that you do here that you wouldn't do there. Like Jerry Day said, you know how to code switch. No, you don't. You act one way here, one way there. I got prime example. They tell a joke about this all the time, right? They say you meet a dude when he with his wife, the nigga so mild-mannered and all that other stuff. You get the nigga, y'all go to a bar, y'all come, that nigga come through the door talking about where that bitch is at, nigga. Am I lying? So you know how to code switch when you in front of your girl to when you not in front of your wife or your girl. So stop all that. You go with that, Stacey. Nah,
I'm sorry.
it's
I'm
not
sorry,
good.
Ma. I'm sorry. I gotta interrupt you. Jay every day. I need. Hey, we gotta meet up, bro. Like that barbecue looking too good. You smacking right now.
All you do is see me chewing. Ain't even saying the barbecue.
That's it, bro. Like you off stream while you talking. Then you come on stream.
This is random meat, man. Pause. This is random meat. You know what I mean?
Hey, big pause.
Nick Paul, this random meat my mom's here in the refrigerator. You know how it is right before it's about to get cold. You gotta
Go and throw this shit on the grill. Get this shit on the grill and let's go cook this shit real quick.
But we all know that guy that turn up. You know
Yeah, that's what I'm
Ain't
saying.
looking.
So for Spaces to sit up here and say you can't do that, yes, you can. Because kids act one way in front of their parents and they act totally different when they're not with you. Trust and believe they are. I just hope that they still mild-mannered while they're doing it.
Right, and I'm not expecting them to completely avoid it, and I didn't make that clear. There's a difference, and this is one of the things that I treasured. I grown up to treasure. There is a difference in how your elders hear you speak versus how your peers hear you speak. So if you're doing it while you're talking to your peers, I get it. I'm not necessarily mad at you. I don't like it, but I get it. Whereas if an adult hears you do it, if I hear you do it, then I don't want to hear that. Control yourself better.
Facts.
I agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
So Desiree said, I don't like kids cursing, but I can't lie. I used to curse like I was grown. I used to curse like grown when my mom wasn't around.
That's a fact.
Absolutely.
That's a fact. And anybody that say that they didn't, they're a fucking liar. And I call them into their face. If you point them, you're a fucking liar. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and say what my mama used to say. You a goddamn liar.
He said, I don't curse anymore. Let's see what OG said. When I grew up, all the kids in the park, I grew up, all the kids in the park, I grew up playing cursed. Right across the street from my house. Yeah, and again, I'm not. You know, that makes it such a bigger conversation because children are a reflection of what it is that they experience.
I agree.
So it's not the children that's the problem; it's the adults that's the problem. It's the people that are supposed to be able to control themselves that are the problem.
Hey, Spaces, man, look here. I don't know if your parents told you this, but I know they told me this. I don't know if their mama told them this either. Do as I say, not as I do.
That's so hypocritical.
It is. It's the same thing. Do as I say, not as I do. You know what the fuck it means. Do as I say, not as I do.
But you know, do as I say, and I'm not disagreeing with you. Do as I say, not as I do. But then we also say people are supposed to live by example.
Spaces, don't you know everything we say out our mouth is hypocritical, brother? Now you want to dig all deep into it and all this other shit? Come on, man. That's why you got to pick and choose and know what the fuck going on. But come on, man. Come on.
But
now.
you also going to be more influenced by your peers than a lot of time than you are going to be by your parents. Right, your parents are so when you're not around your parents, your peers are going to influence you. Your parents are going to say and do things that you wish that you could do, and sometimes that you actually engage in. Right, so we've all been kids before, and we actually know that we're going to do that. Right, so if my kid, if my son say fuck or whatever, or bitch or whatever, because my son has definitely done that. Right. I give you an example, right? Now this is funny though. It was funny, but I had to get on his ass, right? Because I don't play that shit. So we had just moved. We stayed out west for a long time, and we moved out south. We got we kids, of course, that go to another school. So my son, I don't know why he did this. He texts the teacher, the old teacher at the old school, right? And he texts her simply, "Fuck you." Right? And then deleted the text message. Like my son at that time, he was like 9 years old. Spaces, you can laugh, man. You ain't got to be so morally trying to be morally repulsed. All right. So
that shit funny, but you finna get your ass whipped though.
Yeah. So he simply texted, "Fuck you."
I'm just I'm responding to text. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. So he said, "Fuck you," and then deleted the message, not knowing he's not an iPhone operator, not knowing that I can. Because what
I
happened
already know. Don't
was,
say it. I already know though. Don't you ain't gotta put it out there.
no, what happened was the teacher called, my wife's phone and trying to figure out like what's happening, like 'cause, that's her phone, and my wife didn't have any idea what was going on, but she looked through the text message, the deleted text message, and seen that it was definitely him who sent it. We got on his ass, but we definitely chuckled about it because to me it was like hilarious. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, because
Hey,
if you ever see my son doesn't look like the type that's into some
hey,
little mischief, but you can't put it past these kids.
hey, boy! I look at it every day that we are somebody's parents. How we act when we are not with our kids and not with our families is dog. We have so much fun and we're so goofy, but then when kids and the wifey and stuff get in front of us, it's a flip come on. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about, the code switch. So that what Space is talking about. Oh, you acted. No, we all do it. I'm not trying to hear it. You do not act the same in front of your wife at all times with different people. So stop.
Yo, have you ever seen on social media those people that allow their kids to curse? Like they close the kids in the bathroom, and then like you get 1 minute to curse, and you get 1 minute to say whatever it is that you want, and you will not get in trouble for it. You ever seen those?
Nah, hell nah.
Yeah, I
They
said
must be
I said
white.
it'd be funny.
They
No,
they was
No,
white.
no,
They
they
was
black.
white.
They black.
they're
But
black.
if
They black.
if somebody black, they adopted that shit from somebody white. Because growing up, I've never heard no shit like that.
No,
You know what I
they let
heard
them.
of?
They put the phone in front of them, close the door, and they let them curse and get them whatever they want off their chest. I'm not doing it, but I know I didn't see the video because I don't play that prank shit.
Wait, it's a prank or this is real?
It's a prank. It's like they let them go because they just they're using it for content. It's social media, so
Oh,
they
well
just
then
want
that's
to put
some
it on.
content shit. This is not like serious. I'm trying to work. This is some content shit.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Oh, well, all right, I guess. I mean, people are wild when it comes to creating content.
Yeah, so that's what they do. They
I'm
create
thinking
content.
this is like a legit, hey Billy,
No,
you stand in the
it's
corner
prank
and
shit. It's prank shit. It's
you
prank
look,
shit.
like growing up, I heard it was like this kid, not to get off subject, but his parents allowed him to write on one wall in the house. That's the only wall he could write on in the house. Just write on that wall. If I catch you writing on anything else, it's gonna be your ass, but you can write on that one wall. So it's kind of sound like almost kind of like that.
Yeah, I gave them a safe space to go ahead and release your anger.
Nah, yeah, but I didn't grow up like that. Fuck that.
No, we not. No. What about the one where they pranked the dad when the son the mother tell the son to go do something, and the dad and then the mother and the son tell the mother to shut the fuck up talking to me or shut up talking to me. What about that one?
I don't agree with none of the prank stuff, even then. You see
No.
what I'm saying? Because I mean, you still don't okay it as a parent. Like,
Yes.
the mom, she's basically saying, "Oh, that's okay." I
Yeah.
told them to say that to don't play with me like that either. Because I
Hey,
don't want, the kids
hey,
to think that it's okay to play with me.
yeah. Because my wife and my son, I tell them every time because I see them, I say, please don't do this to me because it's not going to be pretty. Don't do this. And they always say, my wife always say, I wanted to, but my son not going. You damn right he's not going because you know what Papa Bear gonna do.
Mhm.
Papa Bear gonna snatch him up real quickly. But man, we've been on this bitch for an hour and 30 minutes. God.
Yeah, bro. It's
Richie.
so in depth though, and there's so many levels to it because I have seen, and we'll move on after this, but I have seen videos where people would, have a camera and they'll have their child in the bathroom and say, you can say whatever you want for 1 minute, and I don't care what you say, you will not get in trouble. And the child will be like, I can say whatever I want, and I won't get in trouble. I won't get a whooping. And then you will have most videos that will curse in the way that their mother would. But then you will have some videos, one video in particular that I saw where the child was speaking affirmations to themselves.
Oh.
So I mean, when it comes to that, it's like, you know, when the lights are off, when nobody's around, it show a lot of people say that that's when your true character shows.
I think I
But
can. I
we
think
gonna
I
close this
can.
out. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying he was saying I think I can. I think I can.
Yeah, it
Look,
was
and
a
I couldn't.
girl, and maybe I'll add this on a playback if I can find it. It was a girl that was like literally speaking beauty and self-confidence affirmations to herself. You are beautiful. You are capable. You can do this. All of that stuff. So, final thoughts. We're gonna close this out. I already said mine. Go ahead, y'all got it.
I just think real quick, like even for this, I feel like somebody you know, this for the content, I think somebody who came up with that idea just to, you know, let the kids say whatever, they probably use some type of psychology major or something like that. That's what I think, you know, because I think also if you're able to get your child to say some things or whatever, like, hey, and they know they're not going to get in trouble. And it is also like a kind of a mind game thing too, where you can kind of have one up on your child, you know. But just in general, I don't think that, of course, parents should condone cursing, but I also understand that children will always continue to curse.
Facts. I don't condone that shit. Yeah, I condone kids standing in the kids' place at all times, being respectful to the adults and stuff around you. And if they, even though if the adults are still going off the rail or whatever, you got the wherewithal to walk away and leave. It's like with our parents. You can't tell me I agree with everything my mama used to say or auntie used to say or anything like that of nature. I just leave.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't finna, I will go and try to get my point across, but when I see it's going a little bit too far, just leave.
Facts.
As kids, you just leave. That's all. Because first of all, you're not going to talk to me like that. Don't nobody talk to me like that. I don't care if you as my mother. So I'm just leave. Grandmother included, I just leave. I'm not going to say that. And you can feel yourself, when you feel yourself getting that type of angry and all that stuff, you leave. You leave. But I don't condone no kid cursing. I condone respecting elders at all times and everything. And even if elders is acting real crazy and real stupid, get on up out of there, B. Leave up out of there. Get from up out of there. You don't got to go back and forth with your elder. Leave. You got your legs and walk away. Go on about your business.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. Thank you guys for kicking with us. Be sure to hit the like button, comment, share, and subscribe on what you think. It is the question is kids during cursing during sports okay? Do we justify it, or you know, when they get frustrated? Is it okay for them to use profanity to express how it is that they're feeling in the situation? But speaking of kids and profanity, this is something that came across my personal purview. And it was a woman that specifically said that her son will not date black women. And this is something that went crazy on TikTok. It was like literally, I was scrolling through my algorithm. This particular individual is on every single one. So let's see what she's saying, and then get you guys' thoughts and what it is that you think. All right, let's see here.
Dating a black girl. He will not. Because yesterday we went to Six Flags, and when I tell you the pure level of disgust that I saw in these black girls that you independent queens are raising is purely disgusting and disturbing. I literally left early because my kids was looking like, what the hell is going on? And this is in the Bay Area, California. These girls, all of them unsupervised, in packs, unsupervised, no supervision, just running amok in the theme park. Multiple fucking fights break out, multiple. And I'm just like, okay, the police had to start patrolling the fucking park because these little bitches couldn't keep their hands to themselves. One little bitch about 12 years old talking about some, oh, fuck Jeremy, he's small anyway, don't want to meet me. What do you mean it's small anyway? Girl, you are 12 to 13 years old. And then these other girls like, oh, boo, boo, boo. And these dudes like, y'all are hella chopped. It wasn't even the black boys. It was the girls. The girls was fighting multiple fucking fights. Fucking parking lot shut down from fucking them little motherfuckers fighting. And then this white lady asked her not to talk like that. Her and her friends trying to fight the white lady. I'm like, just no self-respect, no fucking home training. And I see why. And I seen a lot of, when I seen the black boys with the white girls coupled up looking cute, I seen the Mexican kids, I seen the Asian. Only ones outside acting a fucking ass was the black girls. And I'm specifically saying black girls. There was no black boys acting an ass. It was the black fucking girl. Oh, fuck that bitch, she bumped into me. You are 16 years old. Calm down. When I tell you, you bitches are raising little miniature fucking single fucking baby mamas. That's what the fuck y'all raising. Because them little motherfuckers don't respect themselves. They don't respect nobody else.
All right, and this is one that I'm sorry to Maul and J Everyday. This is one that I forgot to send you guys in my haste, but this is another contribution or dang, did I? Oh, this is it. This is her response to what's going on with her as it pertains to what it is that she just said.
Don't walk it back now.
The fact that multiple of you have went out and found my address and my location to cause harm to my children for saying the unruly behavior of the black girls that I witnessed at the Six Flags theme park is beyond me. The amount of black women in my inbox calling my kids ugly, making fun of my son, doing all of these things just kind of proves my point. Because at the end of the day, it's like, so you saying my son is ugly, you calling my daughters ugly, you calling them B-words, you're calling them nappy-headed, you're calling them all these things because I said, I gave you examples. I gave you facts of the behaviors that the children at the park were exerting. I didn't make up the behaviors. This is actually what happens. So you guys are saying that I am putting down black women, that I am misjudging them, that I am doing this, and the fifth, when all I did was tell you the behaviors that we saw. The police had to pat my children down. The police had to look in my purse because they snuck weapons in. They were fighting each other. And so, yes, I was very upset. I was very upset because we drove 2 hours out. You guys say, oh, I'm sorry you live in the hood. No, we drove 2 hours out because my kids wanted to go to Fright Fest. So it was a big culture shock. But for you guys to inbox me and to inbox other people my address and things like that all over a video that had nothing to do with your own children or nothing to do with you in general, because I'm saying as a whole we all need to do better, is ridiculous. And another thing, it is a typical black woman to say that my son will be gay. Every time a man doesn't agree with a woman, oh, he's gay. He's gay. Oh, her son's gonna be with the man. He's gay. He's gay. So all the he's gay comments because he's 11 will definitely be, you know, you'll be blocked for sure. And on top of that, it's kind of like, I tell you guys that a 12-year-old girl was talking about penis size. That's fine, kids will be kids. But then you sit here and call my son gay. How does that make sense? A grown woman condemning me for saying these things about another child, and then you come on my page and call my child gay.
Woo. A lot going on, man.
There was a lot going on because I had a thought at first, but I kind of changed it a little bit now. But I still kind of feel on that way. Spaces, where you at?
Yeah, my fault. Go ahead. I'm gonna switch the camera. Got it.
Oh, you want to go first, Jerry? Or you want me to go first?
No, go ahead, Mo. Go ahead.
I had one thought at first, but then you sent that, so I kind of changed my mind a little bit. But I still am on the same time frame I'm on because she said she had a daughter too, right? She said her kids, and she said her boys and her girls, and she had a daughter. Right?
Yeah. She said.
So you telling little black boys or little people not to date your daughter too, right?
No, her daughter exception, I guess.
Her daughter exception to the rule?
Yeah, that's what she's trying to say.
See, this what I don't like about this though, right? Cause I'm getting tired of you niggas, man. I'm getting tired of niggas sitting over here shitting on people off one experience that you had. You niggas that study just like down in the race that we is or whatever, right? I'm getting tired of you motherfuckers though, for real. I really am. Because you're the same person who say, oh, we can't stick together, but you'll come on here and you're down and get on other black people or whatnot like that. From one situation. She didn't say multiple. She went to this one place and this would change her whole mind. One place.
Mm-hmm.
One. It wasn't, she didn't say multiple. And that's what I really wanted to see. If she's going to say multiple, this one time of some rude, ghetto-ass kids changed her whole mind about a whole race. She don't want her kids to date a whole race off of one incident. One. It wasn't multiple. It was one incident. She didn't say it happened multiple times. She didn't say she went to multiple places. You niggas is getting like, I'm really getting tired of y'all, for real, for real. And I was going to change my mind a little bit, but then she still got a daughter. So you telling people not to date your daughter too then, right? Because she said black boys don't date black women. She didn't say some. She didn't say this little percentage. The way she came off, just to correct me if I'm wrong, did she not say, the way she came off, did she not mean like kind of all?
I took it as she was saying her son won't date black women. Just as that, like, will
It's
not
all,
do it.
right? It's
That's
all,
an
right?
absolute.
Yeah,
That's how I took it. I took it as an
Spaces.
absolute.
Am I wrong if I repeat that she didn't come off as like all?
No, she definitely did generalize in her first video. Yeah.
Okay, so that, and my point is, and then another thing, right? We get on these social medias, even us included, us three, we give our opinion. If people want to J down on you and trying to find all that stuff, you got to stand on that. Shut your fucking mouth and close your fucking social media if you can't withstand the heat in the kitchen. Do I condone people trying to get at her and her family? No, I do not. I do not condone people calling her kids gay. I do not condone none of that stuff about what she said is going to happen to her kids. But you got to be mindful of that. Everybody's not worthy of your opinion. When you start stating your opinion and you start telling people what side of the fence you stay on and you get backlash from that, whoop-de-doo. But I'm getting tired of motherfucking black people who always coming on here just because you had one incident, not a whole bunch, one incident. Now you want to generalize. You don't even try to segregate yourself and try to say, oh, this, that, and the third, this happening over here, just these people. No, you put that on a whole group of people. You put that on all black little girls.
I don't disagree with the overall sentiment. We have to also take into effect that this is one video or at the very least that we see, one experience that she chose to bring to the internet. She may have had multiple different experiences, and this one was the one that tipped the scale.
Okay, Spaces. What are we talking about right now? What did you just show us?
What do you mean?
What did you just show? What did you just show us? What did we just watch?
I guess what Mom is basically saying is we can't go off all the thousands of experiences that maybe she may have had. However,
she's talking about this one.
She's talking about this experience, so we can't go off otherwise, she should record all thousands of those experiences. Now, I don't want to discredit nobody's experience, right? I think Spaces, you taught me that last week, right? I can't discredit nobody's experience. Your experience is yours. That being said, hold on. Y'all go ahead.
Be humble was good, man. I was wondering if you were in the clouds. Cultivate. We did not get to acknowledge you. I don't know where you've been for these past few weeks. I have not seen your name in the chat, but you owe us a 4-cent tax. You owe us a 4-cent
tax is crazy.
All right.
You owe us a 4-cent
Cultivate.
What up, Cultivate?
For not being here. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You gonna finish every day? You want to take some space to go?
Yeah, no, yeah, I was gonna finish. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry.
I'm like, what?
Sorry, this is live. We live, right? But anyway, so you taught me that experience, right? So I can't discredit her experience, but I suspect that every experience among black people or young black girls hasn't been that, right? Otherwise, how is her daughter any different? You know what I mean? How is her daughter any different? Again, I live, maybe 10 steps away from the hood, okay? So I don't live it in myself, but I live 10 steps away from it in the hood. And I say about 2 weeks ago, it was a gang of young girls, all girls, black, right, in the street. They looked like they was fighting. They yelling. It was police. It could have been like 15 squads. Nobody got shot or anything. They just fighting in different little groups, right? So that's something that's common. That's something that I do see that occur. But to me, to also generalize and say all, right? Because and you got to be mindful about what you say about different people because they're all not going to take that the same. Again, I'm with Maul. Like I I'm not a fan of doxing anybody. It's not really that serious. But I also think that you just also got to be mindful of what you put out on the internet. You know, because some people aren't going to critique it or, you know, have that critical thinking like everyone else.
Yeah. I got one more thing for Spaces going. I'm gonna let Spaces rock, right? This is what makes me mad too, and this is why I said what I said, right? Not one person that ever comes on here and spews shit about us as black people, because we're all black, about the good experiences they have. It's always the negative ones. Every fucking single time, it's every negative one. It ain't never a good one. It's only they always bring up and I'm talking about black people who come on here who spread that shit. They never talk about how a black person helped them do this or a black person gave them game about this. It's always the negative shit. It's never nothing positive. Never. And you got more than a couple black friends, that's cool. But it's never the positive ones. And I'm just getting tired of it. Like really, really like getting tired of us shitting on our own. When you don't see no other culture doing that shit but us. But you always coming over here spitting some hateful ass shit. Some shit that's, I stay around a bunch of fucking black people. All of us speak to each other. Ain't never had no argument or nothing. Have I had a couple interactions with some that's not too pleasant? Yes. But just like, and then me and Jerry Day was talking about this too. When you go to a restaurant, right, and you look at the comments and the reviews, what's the first comments you look for?
Looking for the negative one. I'm
Okay,
looking for the
what's
negative
the first comments you look for?
I look for both. I look for good and bad.
Okay.
I look for when I look for the bad, I look for the reason why they're giving a bad review. Because sometimes people will give a bad review for something that is out of the control of the entity that they're at.
That's a fact.
I agree with that. Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact, Spaces. But what sticks out the most? If we had like on our thing, somebody said something bad, didn't that stick out the most?
Mm-hmm.
But that's my point of me whole. That's why I'm getting tired of it, because everybody's trying to seem like everything is always black people's fault. Like we don't take, like it's really making me fucking sick to like motherfuckers just come on here and just try to shit on us on every chance they fucking get. And I'm not out here doing that. We know each other. We're not out here doing that. We take care of our families. We go to work. We do everything that we're supposed to do right. But every time it always comes, it's always a negative comment. Motherfuckers never say anything good.
Yeah, they're letting the underbelly of black society be the narrative for the black society as a whole. And I just don't, and this is why when I say I don't see that or whatever, I don't see that. Like, are there instances, of course, right? You're gonna, especially if these are the people that you deal with, black people are the people that you deal with on a day-to-day basis. I'm sure with white people, with the people they deal with they may deal with white people or Hispanics. You're gonna have interactions most of the time, good or neutral, and then every once in a while you're gonna have a negative experience. That negative experience doesn't mean as a whole that it's been bad, right? So, or that group is bad. It's just like you use the restaurant you use the restaurant situation when you're looking at reviews. This is why nobody's never ever 5 stars, right? Or nobody's ever just a 1 star, because somebody's had a positive interaction at their place or somebody's had a negative interaction at their place. But we as black people, I feel like we consistently, there's some self-hate there, where we consistently point out the underbelly of black society when most black people are out here trying to do the right thing. We don't know what situation or why those girls were there specifically, right? They could have been there with a school or whatever. We don't know, right? So we don't have any further context but what she just said. So I'm not doubting her experience, because I did see it happen before. But for me, as a person who have girls, and I have a son, I never sit up and tell my son like, "Hey, don't date no black women." That's it's ain't real anti-black to me.
Yeah, I'm cool. So go ahead, Space. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm gonna let you go.
Overall, I 100% agree. I think she made the ultimate mistake of generalizing. I think she shouldn't say, by any means, she should say, my son isn't going to date black women in general. Because with most cases, a group of people is categorized by the worst elements of that group. Like for instance, like and this is just the first one that came to my head. If you think of Arabic people / Muslim people, a lot of people will automatically think about 9/11. When in
A lot of
reality,
white people?
there's like that was a very, very specific situation that doesn't apply to the absolute majority. And I mean absolute majority. I'm not talking about like 51%, 49%. I'm talking about 85, 90 to 10%. And maybe even less than that. So she made the ultimate mistake of generalizing. However, what she was talking about didn't apply to one particular person. She didn't say this girl was talking about the how big this person this 12-year-old boy's penis was. She said these girls.
I thought she said this girl.
Hold on, let me see. It was somebody. Cultivate said, is she any better for referring to those kids as B words?
Absolutely not. You're at and you're on point. Nope.
To answer the question,
it's still kids at the end of the day, still minors.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. In this particular case, I don't think, as weird as it may sound, I don't think she was specifically. I think she was just saying the word to generalize. I don't think she was calling.
You just said you can find better words to say that now. You just said
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just make sure.
She definitely could have found a better word to refer to these little girls as. She could have just said little girls. She could have just been like these 12-year-olds, these 14-year-olds, these 13-year-olds are talking about another 12-year-old, 15-year-old, 14-year-old boys, the size of a 12-year-old boy's penis. Think about it.
Hey, don't say it like that, man. Say it in the context of the video, okay? Because we don't
That's
need.
What she said.
Oh, okay.
She said that in the video.
I just want to, because you know how people will clip this up and say Spaces on here talking about little boys' penises.
Oh yeah. I say that.
Like, no, we're gonna stop that. We're gonna pause it. We're gonna put periods. We're gonna put commas. We're gonna say we was talking about a video. I don't want you to go out like that.
Hey man, I say let the evidence speak for itself. Somebody clip me on that. I'm gonna just put out. Somebody clips 10 seconds. I'm gonna put out a whole minute to give.
Well, fuck that. Put out the whole 2 hours.
But I'm saying it's. I think the distraction in this particular case is the generalization versus the fact that it is in existence. Period.
What you mean?
No 14-year-old girl should be talking about a 14-year-old boy, the size of a 14-year-old girl, a 14-year-old boy's penis.
But Spaces, though, I gotta push back on you with that. A lot of 14 and 15-year-olds shouldn't be talking about a lot of shit that they talk about. Not just sex and all that other stuff. It's a lot of things that they shouldn't be talking about. But we live in a society where they get all information from all over the place, and we stand in a social media age where they got Googles and all this stuff. They see stuff online.
Black, my guy, was good.
Black, what's up?
Black, what's happening?
I don't
I'm
disagree
sorry,
with
go
the
ahead.
pushback. I think you're absolutely right. The ultimate issue is that is a conversation, and I think the conversation should be more focused on the fact that these 12-year-olds are talking about 12-year-old penises than the fact that a grown woman is calling 12-year-olds B words.
Yeah, I think also we don't understand that people also have, well, I'm not saying we don't understand, but people also have experiences. So these children may have experiences, they may have adult experiences that adults may brought on to them. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times we penalize these children for things that they not only seen adults do, but adults actually did to them. Right? A lot of these young girls, they do have these experiences with men and women, right? Because I'm not just gonna specifically say men do this to girls, right? Women do this to girls and boys. And it's common, it's a fact. But again, this is the underbelly of society. And I can't sit up here and be like, you shouldn't do it, or you shouldn't talk about it, or whatever. I mean, because I know they're going to ultimately do it. They're ultimately going to do it, whether we're around or not. She just happened to be around, be an adult. They didn't cut the conversation. But whether she was around or not, they're still going to say it. I'm not condoning. I'm not, again, I'm not condoning it, but they're still going to say it. I think the bigger issue is, okay, why is this 12-year-old talking about that? What experiences has she had? You know what I mean? So, but instead of my issue again is, instead of generalizing all adults, just put that to the side for me. Just put it to the side for me, right there. Instead of generalizing all adults, just put it on the ground. Or all adults. Instead of generalizing and saying all black, your child isn't going to date any black women. I think you should have just said, I don't know what you could have said, but it shouldn't just be like, you're going to exclude black women, because again, that counts yourself. That counts your daughter. You know what I mean? It says that, you know what, nobody should be looking at me as.
You got a whole tattoo going up your side of your arm. What a motherfucker say, I don't like dating women with panther, with leopard tattoos. Them bitches crazy.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you just got to be more so mindful of what you say. Obviously, you're going to get some backlash, right? Because of attack on black women, as far as anything, it seems like it's like, damn, don't do that. Even if you're trying to critique it.
Yeah,
I'm talking about even if you're trying to critique and give some positive something, something that they can work on, right? Some what is it? I can't even think because I'm smoking, I'm barbecuing, right? But even when you're trying to give constructive criticism, right, to black women, a lot of them, because I don't want to generalize here, or women in general as a whole, it's like, damn, you're trying, and even as a woman trying to give positive or give criticism, it's like, well, you shitting on us, you shouldn't say anything about it. And I think that's another conversation itself too, though.
But what she could have did is she could have put herself in it, right? What I think the best comment for this is, and it could have been Jerry Dan Spaces, why she couldn't come on there and say, look, us as black people need to do better with raising our kids, and told about her experience. Not saying that, oh, my son is not dating all black women. Wouldn't that have been a little bit right? I'm talking about how we all got to do better and not just shit on people because they look like you. Because I'm getting tired of that though. Like you're not black yourself. Like you obsolete of whatever's going on. Like you not black. You OJ.
Okay.
Like people forget about that. Like you're not in the same. We all. I'm not gonna say we all the same, but we all the same culture. I don't care how much you segregate yourself and you try to do that. Everybody still look at everybody the same way.
I'm getting tired of both ends of it. I'm getting tired of people having things to say from a negative lens, and I'm also getting tired of people complaining about what they see from a negative lens. I'm getting tired of both ends of it. Ultimately, I think it's disgusting to hear somebody say, because we were all 12, we were all 13, we were all 14. We know the conversation that transpired.
Facts.
So in all reality, if we shave all of the other things off of it, those types of conversations should not be happening amongst that age group. So for her to say, and I'm gonna go on both ends of it, for her to say that she saw a group of young girls talking about this is disgusting, because children are a reflection of their influence, specifically their parents. Also, for her to generalize that makes me question who it is that you're surrounding yourself with.
That too.
Because
that's a great question. That is a great question.
Because yes, you will go across life and you will go to the grocery store, you will go to a club, you will go to a social event, and you will see some of the slums of all of society, not necessarily specifically black, the black society, but you will see the slums of all of society. So who is it that you're surrounding yourself with? Because we have people that are doing some very, very constructive things in the Black community overall. Why aren't you making effort to surround your son and your daughter with those people?
It's a fact. You're speaking now. You're speaking a little bit now. Come on now, land the plane. Go ahead, land the plane.
So I'm just saying, like, it's like no, I think you have a reasonable complaint, because you have a reasonable complaint to say that if you would have left it at a surface level, like what I'm seeing with a lot of Black women in society, notice this isn't a generalization. This isn't a majority.
Yeah.
This is what I'm seeing with a lot of women is this is what's happening. And then you give your story.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah. Or before you went on pause, I said, why not say, because I always put myself in it too, because I'm Black, we're all Black. We as a culture need to do better of raising our kids. This is what I just saw. Right? Because now you add and you grouping yourself in there too. Like, I need to do better raising my kids to show them that this is not the right way. Even if you is doing it, you group yourself into that too. We as a people, it ain't gonna stop unless we as a people do this. We all need to do better with raising our kids. We all need to do better at role models. And when you see something like, no, don't do that, little shorty. That ain't cool. I don't care if you do go tell your mama or your daddy. I ain't say you nothing wrong. Don't do that. That ain't cool. I don't think your mama wants you to do that neither. Don't do that. Don't talk like that. Don't say that. We as a culture need that though.
Go ahead, JB.
No, I was just gonna say I think that personally, the way I see it is that we've kind of overdone the we need to get it together thing, right?
Okay.
I mean, this is just what I think. I feel like that segment of people, they decide that they want to act like that, they're gonna continue to act like that, right? Anybody who's willing to change, they can change, right? It doesn't stop, but I just don't think that I'm going to be consistently reminded by or put in a bucket with some people that want to act that way. Again, we're all, under this system, we're all considered Black, which is fine, but I also know how to disassociate myself with some underbelly activity. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. No, I just said we, so we won't be, so because like, when you say we, to me, it means that you're acknowledging that we all need to do a little bit better job. And I understand where you're coming from, Jay, every day. But I just didn't want to like make it like, oh, no, this group of people need to do this and this, and third, and it's stuff like, I don't want to generalize this all by like everybody is doing something bad.
No, and I get what you're saying. I'm not talking about you, but so often that we hear is, even with different pundits or whatever, they'll be talking and they say, we need to do this, we need to do that. When, again, the majority of people do what they need to do as far as what we're talking about. Majority of people, otherwise this would be a way bigger issue.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? So again, you're going to have a segment of people that don't do what they're supposed to do.
I agree.
It happens. You know what I mean? That's just, what it is. Like, people don't do what they're supposed to do. Some people don't raise their children. Most people do.
Yeah,
some people don't go to work. Most people do.
I agree with you. You want to put any bow on it on Spaces? Your last comments? I'm good.
Let's see. I want to go over people's comments. Cultivate said, ignorance is amongst all races. True. Cultivate said, y'all should have a segment called In Today's Positive Black News.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Be Humble said, nope, spaces. Be Humble also said, she's disgusting for sitting there as an adult and not saying anything to run the internet. Black hate is real. I disagree with you. I think she was just speaking on an experience. I don't think it's a matter of hate. I think it's a matter of speaking on what it is that you saw.
Hey, but Spaces, I want to give you a little pushback on that because I'm not sitting up here saying I totally agree with what B Humble saying, but I'm not sitting up here saying I totally agree with what you're saying. But what you just said, right? Has she ever put out, because the way he's saying about Black hate and all that stuff is, I look at it as, has you ever put out a positive message or anything for Black people? Because we get on our podcast and we're going to let a motherfucker have it. But we also say a lot of positive shit too. we also give a lot of positive game too. It ain't just about we getting down and jaying down on people. So how much content have she put up that have been positive to Black people or positive to anybody in that recollect?
I was oh shoot, hold on. I'm sending a particular link. So how much has she? So
I'm not telling you to go look it up, but I'm just saying, if she did wrote that comment or she did that video, how many videos of hers is positive though?
But her and I scrolled through her Instagram. I was looking at the captions on the video. She doesn't necessarily, from what I saw, specify the Black community as a whole. This is just one particular video that went crazy because anytime that you speak against the actions of the Black community, specific Black kids or Black community, those things are it's a dumpster fire. It just goes up. It's social media virality. It goes viral. So she talks about, like, one of the videos that I saw that she said like if something to the extent of, if a man finds out that the child that he's been paying for isn't his, then he should be refunded all the money that he's been spent on the kids. So it's not just Black stuff from what I seen. And for what I saw, actually, it's barely specifically Black stuff. This is just the one video that went crazy.
Okay. And I just like, because I don't, and then again, other groups of culture and other groups of people don't have these negative videos like we do on the internet. I don't see them. And my shit is with everything on it. I promise you. I got so much Fox News, so much right wing, left wing, middle wing. I be looking at all that shit because I just really want to know. I promise you, I done looked at so much shit. I'm getting tired of looking at that shit. I didn't try to change my shit back to motherfucking guns and cars in Cologne. But we don't see that about other communities, i.e., we were just having this conversation in one of our group chat about a special town where we go get Polishes and pork chop sandwiches and used to buy cheap clothes at. You feel me? We can't say that, though. But you never hear nobody saying nothing about that community. Not one video. Am I wrong?
No, I think that a lot of Black people, we do go out our way to look. We know that we have these interactions with other Black people. You know, I just, like you just said, I don't see, at least I haven't seen in my algorithm, white people really saying, "Hey, this is what they do in the trailer park community or whatever." And maybe because our, the Black community and maybe the lower ring of the Black community, they kind of blend real, we're kind of blended where you really can't, I don't want to say you can't tell a difference, but at a picnic or something like that, oftentimes, right, you're going to come across the higher end people of your family and then the lower end people of your family. And a lot of times if I see white people picnicking, they all look like around they say around the same income level. So you know what I mean, you can gauge like, oh damn, the average person around here makes at least $60,000. With the Black people, you can't really gauge unless you're interacting and mingling with them. And that's something that I see that we do. So maybe our communities, different parts of the Black communities are blended a lot more than other ethnic groups.
So Be Humble says, she disgusting for sitting there as an adult and not say anything and run to the internet. Black hate is real. I don't think it's Black hate. I think you're wrong in that, Be Humble. I think it's just speaking on it. She's just speaking on the experience that she had with Black people. Let's see. Cultivate
real quick. I think it becomes Black hate once you say my child or my son won't date or be dating any Black women. When you say any, to me, it becomes more so Black hate.
You know what? You're right. I'll retract that statement. I agree with Be Humble's statement. I don't necessarily. Overall, you know what? I'll just go ahead. that very statement can be. I wouldn't blame people like Be Humble to say that particular statement means that she hates black people or black women. I don't necessarily disagree. I know where she was coming from overall, but I don't disagree. I got you. Cultivate said, how do people in your immediate people talk about black people as a whole at spaces? Generally speaking, they don't want to speak on the truth. They don't want to speak on the truth, which is a part of what I think is happening with this woman's video. I got it. I just clicked out of it. But I think it's like there is a level of hesitation to say, I don't necessarily want to say what it is that I experienced with this black entity, this black people, this black company. But I gotta say it because I experienced it.
But do you say that about every entity that you have an experience with, though? That becomes a thing too. How are you just going to group out the blacks? You don't group out when you have an interaction with a white, a Mexican, a Latino, Jewish. You don't say nothing about those when you have interaction with those. So why speak out about this one?
I think
I understand because you're black. I understand that. I understand if you're gonna say I'm not talking about you, Space. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm not talking about you. But I understand people say, oh, because I'm black. But yeah, but that's what everybody. Everybody have bad experiences with everybody.
I think is do you think, and I'm trying to push forward with the conversation because we got one more thing at minimum to talk about, depending on how y'all got to go. But do you think that's because of the question that I asked maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago when I said, do black people have higher standards of or have higher expectations for black people than other people? The reason why I say this is because, like, you're a black entity, you're a black business. You have to have a level of decency and professionalism in whatever it is that you do. And the fact that you don't exemplify it, the fact that you don't show it, means I got to speak on what it is. I got to speak on what it is that I experienced with dealing with you.
I think. Go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead.
No, I think that that black people. Yeah. Tell you what, you go ahead, Ma. I'm gonna think a little bit more.
I would just say you got to go by a case basis a lot of times, and you got to just like judge it off that. Because us, how many times have we went out, we chilled or whatnot? And this not a race thing, but majority of the establishments that we went in, what were they?
They were black.
Majority of the time, who do we hang around?
Black.
Chicken.
Well, let me say this. They may not be black establishment. However, the patrons normally are more majority black.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go to black establishment, right? We go to Spaces People stuff or whatever. But sometimes we go to, hey, give them a shout out, man, if you want to, because I mean that's a solid cigar lounge. But we go there. But majority of the places that we do go to, we patronize is more. The customers are black.
Yeah, but we're mostly around black people. How many incidents since we've been? Because me and Jerry, they've been knowing each other and been fucking around since about. No, pause. I didn't say fucking around. Me and Jay been homies and everything. That's my brother. Yeah, that's my brother. That's my nigga right there.
Hey, man, I didn't get excited behind it, so go ahead, man. It's okay.
But that's my brother. So me and Jerry, they been real cool for about 10 to 12 years. Spaces that came in longer, we've been really cool from 5 to 7 years. Am I the time frame probably right?
Yeah, it's about right.
So all the places we've been, with all the interactions we had with so many blacks, why we don't have like a bad one? Only bad one I know, and that's because we was in a whole nother state, was New Orleans. And that wasn't really bad. It could have just turned bad, but we didn't let it go that way.
Yeah.
So name me, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, people come on here and they say a whole bunch of bad stuff about a whole bunch of black people, and that's all we hang around. We have not had no bad interactions. We haven't.
You know what I think that, like, speaking of New Orleans, I think, and I get this all of the time, that's a lot of that is centered around your aura as a person.
Who? Me?
Like how people interact with you. Like I'll quick story. So I was in Justice, right? This was years ago. And I was just getting gas, right? I had on black pants. It was a black, blue, and white striped hoodie, right? So I'm just getting gas. I just got my glasses on at the time. And once somebody pull up in their car and they say, hey, what's that you claiming? So
What? Wait, hold on. What? Wait. Say what you said again.
He said, I remember it because it was years ago. It was I'm butchering how it was phrased, but they asked me what it is that I claim, like in terms of gang, like what gang you with. I said I'm Neutron, bro. I don't do none of that. And he was like, all right, you know what? I believe you because I can tell, I can look at you and tell that you ain't about that life. But we Latin kings around here.
So throw down them four.
I get that all the time.
Spaces, man, what you doing that you think you're a gangbanger? Because you don't get that. You don't pull that vibe up of me. I do not think you're a gangbanger at all.
But Buddy was looking at the clothes that I was wearing. It was black and blue.
You do be dressing like a Latino sometime with your chucks on. You do be like you be dressing like a little Latin king. Now I'm just thinking about that. You have on your Dickie suits and shit. You be right here dressed like a little Latin king. And you tall and light skinned too. You real skinny. You be like one of them essays from motherfucking Los Angeles, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, they thought you was a Mexican. That's what it was. You had a hoodie on too. You said?
No, it was a button up. It was
You had the
Mexican but I told you. I just told you.
It was only three. It was only three.
Oh, you fit the description as a Latin king.
No, he wasn't dressed like one. He could have been like something else, like a 2-6 or something. That's what they probably thought he was.
MS-13 or something. You looked like a Latino.
It was only three buttons.
You keep playing, ICE gonna deport you. You better start. You gotta carry your passport.
Damn, I miss my dog.
Be Humble said black hate on the internet gets views. That's I can't argue with you when you're right. I also, to a lot of extents, hold black people ask a lot of times that we don't like to admit. Black people give people the content to react to.
Yeah, but I also too, I look at it like this though, bro. People gonna be people. Black, white, Hispanic, whatever nationality you're gonna be. People are going to be people. You're gonna get all type of different reactions from all type of different people. People gonna be people. And a key thing I can tell you a quick story right now, right? I was I ain't even gonna put that on here. No, I don't want to put that on here. I can't say that. I'm gonna leave that alone. But Jay every day know what I was talking about. What happened yesterday?
Oh yeah.
I ain't gonna do that.
Look,
I ain't putting that on here.
I think that when people say, if black people consistently, you have black people that consistently come on YouTube or whatever and say different things about white people, right? And say such and such is racist, right? That same energy should be put towards against black people. If you don't want to hear the racist side, then you can't always sit up here and complain about what black people are doing. I think there should be a bit of a balance there where, okay, I don't want to hear, me personally, I don't want to hear you sit up here and blame everything on race. Right. However, I do know there's a play sometimes that plays a factor. Right. A lot of times it plays a factor. But then I also don't want to hear you sit up here and consistently blame black people about things, like black people consistently blame other black people about things. When
Go ahead.
I seen his reaction, so I was trying to.
No, I was trying to switch the cameras to where it highlights you, but it highlighted me.
Oh, okay. So, but I also don't want to see black people consistently come on, online on YouTube and complain about other black people, right? So just like I don't want to see black people complaining about, or white people complaining about black people, or black people complaining about white people. At the end of the day, it should be like a mix. If we're gonna complain about something, complain about everything.
Yeah, and take everything in totality. Don't just try to say this happened because no, that could have been a factor in it. I'm not saying that was the factor, but it could have been the factor.
Let's see here. Be Humble said you can go to a lot of big channels like Anton Daniels or Stephen Knight type black and see how many videos they do, and nothing if you type white. You are absolutely wrong. I don't know about Stevie Knight, but you are absolutely wrong about Anton Daniels, because on a daily basis, he says white apologists are the worst aspect of America on a daily basis, but you don't listen to his content on a regular basis. So I see where you're coming from. Be Humble said that's fact small.
Well, let me say this though, because I do look at Anton. I think a lot of times he has some good points. My issue is with him is I don't know what I know he does other cities, right? But his issue is with Chicago, and I'm like, damn, you live in Detroit, like, you know what I mean? It's not. Why not J down on them and then talk about maybe other shit that's happening in other communities? Like, I know Chicago has a lot of news or whatever, and people want to like, oh, I guess we're gonna talk about Brandon Johnson, but like, why is he, and maybe you don't know Spaces, I'm just trying to figure out, why is he caught up on Chicago when Detroit isn't that much, different as far as financially either. They're not out of any financial hole or themselves. So what's this issue with Chicago?
I don't disagree with you in that regard. I looked at, maybe I might be able to pull it up while we're having this conversation, finishing up this particular conversation. But I looked up the top 10 or 20 most dangerous cities in the US, and the description for Detroit said Detroit is consistently on the stats of being the most dangerous places to be. That's the words, almost verbatim. The words. So I agree with you. I think one of the major aspects of his gripe with Chicago, though, is that this next budget, this next year, 2026, we're predicted to be in like a $1.8 billion deficit, and Brandon Johnson is his only plans is to make it worse. But
I don't mean to be insensitive, right? I promise you I don't. But it's just like a question to me. But like, why do he care? He don't stay here.
No, I'll put this right here because I just found it in quick Googles.
You heard me, those Spaces?
Huh?
I say, why do he care? He don't stay here. And it's not like me trying to be slick or anything, but I just want to generally know, like, why do he care? He don't stay here.
I mean, maybe it's content, maybe it's just, I don't know. I don't know specifically why he's fixated on Chicago. Specifically.
Yeah, because like Jeffrey Day is into that stuff too, and I get into it to a certain degree, but I don't give no fuck about no other state but Illinois right now.
You gotta realize, and I'm just, I like to big it up my city, but Chicago is the powerhouse of the Midwest, right? Like, our per capita is about 3 times as big as Detroit, right? The next in line is going to be St. Paul, Minneapolis, St. Paul. So I kind of get where, you want to focus on Chicago a little bit because it is some news. Chicago is headlining news. It's either Chicago, New York, I guess every once in a while LA. But I think, like, man, it's bad shit happening in Detroit all the time. In Detroit, you're 2 hours away from Cleveland. Bad shit happening in Cleveland all the time. So to sit up here and rag on Chicago, and even though we're going to talk about Brandon Johnson, and honestly, I'm about kind of tired of, I'm not saying that I don't want to talk about this, but like to consistently go back and forth over him when we know exactly that he's simply a figurehead in general, right? We know he's the figurehead as far as he's yes, he's a pawn, right? He's a pawn here because we know, at least I know, if you know your Chicago history, Chicago has been Chicago is a city that has basically been corrupt since the inception, right? So the shit that Brandon Johnson, quote unquote, so-called proposed is no different than anything else. No different than daily selling the Skyway or the parking, right? Nobody said, or daily tearing up Meigs Field to create Northernly Island and create a park there. That's no different. I mean, obviously, to me, that was pre internet and stuff that we're talking about now. But you have different things that's going on around the world or around the United States. If we would just strictly want to stick here in the United States, that white governors or white mayors are doing. But it seems like damn, we consistently ragging on this guy, or like we know he's a pawn. He's gonna be a one-termer for sure. He's definitely
Yep,
gonna be a one-termer,
yep, out
right?
of here.
Just like Lori Lightfoot, right? Lori Lightfoot, motherfuckers got up out of there. So a lot of times people complain about people, and then you get the next successor to come along and
I
realize
do just as
the
work.
previous, yeah, you realize the previous one wasn't even that bad.
Okay, so Be Humble said that's facts, Maul. Miss Nikki jumped in the chat.
Hey, what's
Welcome,
up, Miss Nikki?
What's up? What's up?
What's happening, Nikki?
Cultivate said she could be speaking from a place of trauma that stems from a black woman or women treating her a certain way due to her appearance because she's clearly of a lighter complexion or complexion and pretty. Be Humble said, what's the truth spaces? Also said, that's the point, Maul. Miss Nikki said, could or couldn't mean that, but it can mean she is fed up with the culture. It's a fear, but we need to be very careful to not let experience create unhealthy bias.
I can agree with that.
Cultivate said, pause. Be Humble said, spaces. So what if he did? What does that mean? It means that you are wrong. That's what it means. What are you talking about? All right, Miss Nikki. Cultivate said, what up, fool? What up, fool? You got Medea in my head is saying that. What up, fool? What up, fool? How you living? Bow wow. Okay, let's see. Let me just catching up on people's comments because I love to interact with the chat. Be Humble said it's weird blacks are minorities, but the internet wants to hear negative stuff about black. You know what? I don't want to open up that we're gonna have that conversation later because we got to move on. Let's see.
Put a bookmark on that, spaces. Put a bookmark on there so we can
like
can have that
we can
conversation.
do it next week. Put a bookmark or something on that, and you can do it next week.
All right, I highlighted it. Nelson Beauty said 99. All right. So we're on to the next one. Thank you guys for kicking with us. I am absolutely loving the conversation today. Share this with someone. Let them know that your favorite After Church podcast is live. We are having great conversation. Now, this is one of the things that I wanted the fellas input on. Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, I think you're talking about Brandon Johnson. You want to talk about this shit?
And we're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to talk about both. To be honest,
let's go there. Let's get it going.
Yeah, let's keep this. Let's keep this one concise because this don't need a whole lot of conversation. But Stephen A. Smith had some comment. Oh no, you know what? Before we go to that, I'm sorry. This is reference to Cultivate and this Lucky Marie. Check out her channel. Great conversation. She is a hilarious person. And Cultivate said, y'all should have a segment where you highlight like black positivity. This is specifically for you, Cultivate, but this is something that Lucky shared with me, and it's how things work check this out.
This is the first black-owned shopping plaza in Fayetteville, Georgia. It's called Kingdom Corners. This 15,000 square foot development has 7 different businesses owned by power couple Winchell and Felicia. They started out as a barber and a nurse, and now they've built a real estate empire. Not only do they own the shopping plaza, they also own a Smoothie King franchise inside it, offering smoothies, protein shakes, and energy drinks. And with Felicia's nursing background, they opened a med spa called Cleansing Water, offering weight loss programs, body sculpting, IV hydration, and more. And this is one of 3 med spas she owns in Georgia. Inside the plaza, they also have Frida's Bar and Grill. This one was popular Mexican restaurants around, going viral for its huge drinks and having great Mexican food. And there's also Southern Fire Kitchen. This is a soul food spot that tastes like your mama's cooking, known for their turkey wings, fried chicken, and my favorite, the Cajun lobster pasta. And you can't have a shopping plaza without having a nail salon. At Tanzer Nail Bar, you can get a manicure and a pedicure. They're just not creating jobs and helping their community. They've officially made history. Comment below if you'd visit Kingdom Corners.
Hey, first of all, I would love to visit Kingdom Corners. That looks fly as hell. All right. And hopefully, and I hope this shit don't turn into a turkey leg hut fiasco. If you're familiar with Turkey Leg Hut, this shit didn't turn into a fiasco. You know what I'm saying? Spaces seems like you know what I'm talking about. This is all bad. Everybody's going to jail in this situation. So, but that looks fly, and I hope they do what they continually do what they need to do, you know, and don't get sidetracked, essentially.
Don't get sidetracked.
Yeah. Spaces no. And Mar, if you're not up on what's going on over there,
Yeah, I knew it's a lot of fraud and shit going on. I saw a lot of it.
Oh no, it's more than fraud.
It's more than fraud.
Also, I ain't see all of it. Yeah.
It's arson. it's arson.
I seen that too. I seen that too.
It's harboring a fugitive or somebody kidnapped, like you're kidnapping. It's all types of shit. It's crazy.
It's crowbars.
It's crowbars. Oh my goodness.
So it's a RICO.
Well, they all getting their individual cases at this point.
They all get their individual cases. Don't matter.
Yeah.
All right. So
keep going.
Yeah, let's keep it going. So Stephen A. Smith, he made some comments about Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, and you know there was a whole lot of backlash and a whole lot of back and forth in the media about what it is that he said and how people are responding to it. I want to get you guys' thoughts on it. We can keep this one concise so we can make sure we move on to the next one, because I want to hold you guys up. You know, I love this, so I don't got no restrictions on my time.
Well, I'm outside, so you know.
I'm trying to get outside, so go and hurry your ass up, Space.
But then a year later, the rate drops to 5.25%. Well, that might drop you down to 15. That matters. But people might not look at it. They're not gonna look at these overall numbers. So I think Hakeem Jeffries makes a good point in that regard. But it doesn't make the Democrats innocent. And where I was going to go to him, the Jasmine Crockett's of the world, the AOCs. Let me tell you something right now. And I'm not calling her out because I don't like her or anything like that. I think Jasmine Crockett is an intelligent, accomplished woman who's a representative in the nation's capital. I think AOC is going to decide to run for the Senate seat in New York City. And I think that's why Chuck Schumer is holding down the fort and going along with the rest of the Democrats in support of this shutdown, because he knows that he went against them last time, kept the government open, alienated the other progressives, or the progressives rather, on the left, infuriated them against him, which put AOC in a position to challenge him for a seat because he's been a career politician. We ain't blind. Again, we were born at night, not last night. We could see it. We can see it as clear as day. So when we look at issues like that, it matters, it's pertinent, it's relevant. But I bring all of that up when I point to a Jasmine Crockett is because here's what I know. All I ever hear her doing is going off about Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, can I tell you what my belief is? I have no desire to be a politician. Let me reiterate that. And I appreciate House Leader, Democratic Leader Hakeem Jeffries speaking to me in the way that he did by saying that I speak with the frustration of the American people, because you damn right I do. Let me tell you what gets me annoyed. And I hope Jasmine Crockett is listening to this. By the way, she's welcome on the show. When you go on national television and you call on the president of the United States out of his name, and you're being all disrespectful. As a representative in this country, do you believe the citizens of Texas sent you there to do that? They don't like him either. I'm talking about those who voted for her in all likelihood. But because he is who he is and he is in that position, they expect you to go to Capitol Hill and figure out a way to maneuver yourself through that terrain to work in a fashion that's going to facilitate getting things done on behalf of your constituents. That's your job. That's your job.
He stands a monument to.
I know good and damn well, Spaces, you ain't got no fucking ass.
No, that's not on my. That's on the No Key YouTube.
Oh.
That's not on my YouTube.
I was gonna look at you with disgust. You got ass.
Just off of that, while I'm pulling up the other clip real quick, Stephen A. Smith was saying that Jasmine Crockett is not doing her job by constantly going in the media and criticizing, or basically being God dang it, what's the word? But basically being speaking in the opposite of what it is that Trump is doing in the media. He's saying that is not your job. And he's getting a whole lot of backlash from it. While I'm putting up this other clip, I'm having difficulties with it. What are you guys' thoughts off of that, just off the strength?
Let me go first, Jerry Day. I'm glad you played that long clip, because at first I just heard biting bites, but I didn't hear all that stuff he said before. Because he say he's not attacking her, he's not doing this, he's just going off what he sees in his politics. Criticizing. Everybody's not. Ain't nobody above critique. I don't give a fuck who you are. Nobody's above critique. So let that be known. I don't see nothing really wrong with what he said. He critiqued her. Like, look, I don't think this is how you really get a job done and all that stuff. And for everybody just to come at him like that, because I didn't hear all of that. They was only showing the last little bit of the clips. I didn't hear the first part that you played. I didn't hear like the whole context. That's what I was going to ask you. Like, what's the whole context of why he said what he said? But I don't think he said or did anything wrong. He's a citizen of this country. We are all citizens of the country. We don't like a lot of shit been done. So we can't critique y'all. So we just got to sit back and just let y'all do what y'all want to do. And everybody's above critique. I keep saying that word whipping my ass. Everybody's above critique. But I don't understand and I don't get why everybody's all on him. I don't understand the gripe with him or nothing like that. Like, he just criticizing. He's just showing his concern. So I don't see a problem with it. That's all I got.
Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't see a problem with what he said. He didn't talk about him. I think we get into this, canceling, this cancel, culture real quick. When it's something that you don't necessarily agree, and you don't have to agree with a person, right? But we can sit up and we can have dialogue about, what's going on. She's a politician, so she's a public figure, and public figures can be critiqued. So yeah, I didn't have a problem with what he said. I think people more so have a problem with who said it.
Okay, so I got the other one queued up while you guys were talking. So it's only about a minute and a half. This is a response to what was happening. People's response. You had D.L. Hughley, you had a whole bunch of people responding to that. But this is the one that went crazy and viral. And you'll be able to see where it is that made it go viral.
I think that there are individuals who he matriculated with at Winston-Salem State University that are extremely disappointed about the man he's become.
It's so disheartening to me. It's frustrating, one, because anytime we speak on this, it's like we, man haters and all this. But I feel such confidence in Black men. I've never bought into the idea that all these Black men are voting for Trump. Like, they vote overwhelmingly Democrat. We're pretty much in line with each other. What you all are saying is no, they are, and the data shows that there have been inroads among Black men. I want to ask why, because it is frustrating to me, and it feels heartbreaking, to be honest, because we are impacted by this system as well. It's not a matter of who's impacted worse. We're impacted differently. We sit at the intersection of being Black and being women. And so when men are frustrated with this system, it feels like they fight us. And I would put Stephen A. Smith in that category too. I'm mad at y'all for having joy. I'm mad at y'all for having success. I'm mad at y'all for surpassing us on college campuses. And so it's a small sect of men that are so angry and hurt that they're willing to align with the people who oppress us. What am I getting wrong? Because if you listen to Stephen A. Smith and you find anything other than some absolute pure self-hating little dick energy nonsense from that half-witted idiot basking in the non-existent rays of his own ignorance, it is sad to me that he even gets an audience of Black men. Why aren't Black men right now saying, F Stephen A. Smith, we banned him, we not listening to his podcast, we're not watching his show anymore? That's what Black women do. We organize.
But you asked the question why.
Yes, tell me why.
So that's the part that went viral. It was going crazy all over my algorithms.
She did too much, bro. I just want to say that real quick. She did too much. It becomes she's making it a men versus women thing, a Black male versus Black woman thing. You literally just said that you guys are basically going to college. You know what I'm saying? You're out excelling Black men. You literally saying that, right? So Black men are basically saying, hey, we need some things that's going to help us too. Right. And just because we're looking for our own interests, that's the thing about voting. You vote for your interests. Right. That's what I think a lot of people forget. Like, I'm voting for me, not what you got going on. You know what I mean? If what I have going on and what you have going on happen to align, then that's it. But to me, she made it about Black men versus Black women. And I don't think that's the truth.
And I'm totally agreeing with Jay every day. She just said all that spill first, then come back and bash Stephen A. Smith. But now what if Stephen A. Smith come back and bash her? Then she gonna cry wolf.
Mind you, nobody on there is as successful as Stephen A. Smith.
Like, bro, like she and I'm not against her, but what she said was literally just crazy as hell. Like, what if he get offended by all this stuff you just said? Because he said what she said. Now y'all going back and forth with all this stuff. Like, where's the middle ground? Where's the stoppage at? So what you said was correct. So we should go cancel Stephen A. Smith because that's technically what she said, right? Am I wrong? I want to be right with it. Technically, did she just say cancel Stephen A. Smith?
Not really her, but definitely people in their comments says cancel Stephen.
No, because she said, "Why is black men study going there? You shouldn't be." Because when she said something about on the lines of when something go wrong with y'all, we cancel whatever we need to cancel. So why is black men still messing with Stephen A. Smith?
What do you mean? And maybe somebody should ask her, what does she mean when something goes on with us?
Yeah, because that's what she said. I'm asking questions. I don't know really.
Yeah.
I'm just asking questions.
Because I would ask, well, what's going on with us that isn't going on with you outside of you guys outperforming and excelling, black men in this society.
But to me, it's just the simple fact of it is people think they're above critique. If we say something on this podcast, the other one gonna be like, nah, that ain't true. That ain't true. Nah, you still stand on that. We're gonna question it. We're gonna chastise it a little bit. Like people think they're above critique. That word whooping my ass. You get me? I'm over here fighting for my life. God damn.
It's okay.
It's okay. But like I don't think they're above critique. Like, how do you think you're above critique? Ain't nobody above critique.
Right.
And it's just like, I don't know, man. Like it's just I don't listen to him. I ain't gonna say I don't listen to him like that, but it's nothing came across my preview that I go and listen to him on a regular basis. Hey man, I just really don't know. I don't know.
I think.
Hold on, Spencer. Did Cultivate just say, do black people still brawl at Chuck E. Cheese? That's crazy. That's funny as fuck too.
They definitely do, and they definitely do, and you might get shot. I'm just keeping it a being.
I wouldn't say to go. You're not, bro.
So Safari Land was another one, real quick. That's another one.
Oh yeah, Safari Land was the truth, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
They'll shoot you up there.
Yeah. Go ahead, Spacer. Though I'm good.
I think she was absolutely disgusting in her response. And you know what? Let me rephrase. I think that particular aspect of her response was 100% disgusting. What does, and I mean this, I guess pause. What does the size of his man meat have to do with what he said about Jasmine Crockett when he was saying your job isn't to be an, oh my God, what's the word? It's like anti-contrarian. Your job isn't to be contrarian to Trump. Yet every time, and I listen to her on a regular basis, every time you speak, you are being contrarian to Trump in particular, but let's just say how we're moving as United States and the fact that basically we're led by Republicans at this point. Every single aspect of your rhetoric as a member of Congress is contrarian to what is going on. What work are you putting towards making your district better? In fact, I follow this person called No Taxing with Jackson. And just this morning, she said she's in the same district as Jasmine Crockett. She was saying that they have like a building that was purchased for $73 million or something like that. And I'm going to butcher the story, I'm sure. But she said that they pay $73,000 a month for this building and it's completely uninhabited. and she was saying Jasmine Crockett had initiated some sort of investigation against Trump. Instead of, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, because if you feel like you need that for there to be an investigation towards somebody, then do it. But you're so busy trying to be contrarian to Trump that you're not even worried about your own house. This is 70, how many ever 10 digits worth of money that's been dedicated to this particular building. 5 digits per month, 73,000 according to No Taxing with Jackson. And I haven't done research on it on myself, so take it with a grain of salt, I guess. But why don't you fix your district first before you try to be contrarian? What does Stephen A. Smith's man meat have to do with what he said? And it's so disgusting that you would even mention that. Why? Because you know, there's two main things that women in particular, in this particular case, black women go to when it comes to try to besmirch the character of a man. It's your penis is small and you're gay. Those are the two go-to things to try to besmirch a man's character. Why was that necessary in this?
Hey, Spaces, you got one more penis represented, then that's it, motherfucker. You met your quota. Don't mention another goddamn penis after one more time, brother.
Hey, man.
You got one more.
Hey, man. You gotta stop repeating it too. You know what I'm saying?
I was just telling him you gotta stop. After this one more.
Hey, one peen was enough. You know
that's what I'm saying. We get it. We understand what you're talking about. But just one more and that's it, brother. No more.
Call it Johnson. Call it something.
Yes, you need to stop. Now go ahead and continue with your point, but stop.
No, I'm good. What are you guys' thoughts on it overall, or what I just said? I think the two don't correlate, don't have anything to do with whatsoever. And he didn't say, like Jay Day said, he didn't say anything disrespectful. He didn't say anything that would warrant that type of backlash. And I wish I was able to pull up other people's comments on what he was saying, but cultivate. Okay. So at this point, what are you guys' thoughts on what she said in particular?
That's funny. Like I said, I think she went too far. Like, let's just stick to, just your side or how you feel about what he even just said. But once you start slinging insults and stuff like that, it kind of takes the relevance out of what you're saying. I can't really take the rest of what you're saying seriously because you're allowing your emotion to kind of control what we're talking about. Again, it's Stephen A. Smith. He comes from a sports background, so even what he's saying for me, I'm taking it with a grain of salt, right? I'm not really listening to Stephen A. Smith to give me political advice, right? But in this situation, to me, he didn't say anything that warrant all the extra backlash. So that's why I'm at.
I have nothing because I really don't know everything that was going on. Like I say, I just don't have none.
Do you guys think that what do you think about what I said when I said that two of the main things that certain people go two of the main insults that people use to try to besmirch someone's character, a man's character, is his what Johnson, and whether or not he's gay. What do you think about that? Do you think that's true? Think it's accurate?
Yeah, I think that is. I mean, a lot of times when a woman is fed up, they will they'll say you're gay. Somebody will try to flip it, say you're gay, or somebody will try to say your joint size too small. But even then, it's like she doesn't know him personally, right? So, I mean, again, she's coming from a place of emotion, You know, and I think a lot when you're talking about something, you're trying to be serious and have a serious conversation. You know, even if you disagree, you know, you got to quit the mudslinging.
I mean, I totally agree with that. What Jay Day said. How we gonna get somewhere if everybody stay throwing mud on each other? We can agree to disagree. Let's move on. It don't take no name calling or nothing like that. Let's keep moving on. And from what you say, yeah, women always say that. Women been saying that at the beginning of time. And your comeback should be, I still smash though. With this 2-inch Johnson, I still smash. It don't matter. It don't matter. What Coach Bay say? You still had the wee in your mouth. It don't matter, baby. It don't matter.
Crazy work.
That's what I'm saying. Don't matter. You can say whatever you want to say. I still smashed, didn't I? But yeah.
Yeah, man. I think it's wild and it's ridiculous. It's unprofessional and it's immature. Like why? Like I think Jay Day said it. Like why should we take your opinion seriously if that's the length you go to try to be against someone? And even shoot, he said something else that I was thinking about. Like I just can't take you seriously. I just can't take you seriously if that's what your sentiment is. That's what you go to. Like we talk about politics, and then all of a sudden you talking about that. Come on, man.
Faces. Move on.
No, I agree, and that's.
Oh, I thought you was gonna go back on your little rant about wee wees again, man. I was like,
No,
I
stopped. I stopped.
Not the wee wees.
He gonna go, you didn't actually say that. His screen gonna go black. Like, I can't be part of here with y'all.
No, man, it's just wild. It's just wild. Like, and that's how quickly we had that conversation. Is how quickly her opinion should have mattered to people. Like your opinion isn't even valid because that's where you went with the conversation. Stop it. You're ridiculous.
And
Okay.
you know what? No, just and I want to finish. It's crazy that you got black men up there. I'm not sure if the other. I know the one to. I'm assuming
they all black. Both of them black.
Yeah, no, the one to her right. Did any of them? Because I didn't watch the full interview. I watched the clip that you sent me. Did any of them speak up? You know, or is this just a kind of liberal, podcast or something?
It's a liberal podcast. Nobody spoke up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think he was going to say something. He didn't say anything because I didn't look at it.
And you can hear from.
I can already tell he wasn't going to say anything. The guy with the jacket on or whatever. I could tell he wasn't going to say anything uplifting or edifying for the group. But I was just curious.
You can hear it in his voice. He's soft.
I ain't gonna go all that far.
Yeah, I wasn't even gonna go there, but no, I agree.
I ain't gonna go that far. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna go there, but yeah, I do agree. I did hear a little hankering in his voice. You know what I'm saying? I did hear a little hankering.
What is that? Was that Mark? Was that Mark Lamar? Who was that?
I wasn't Mark Lamar Hill.
No, what's his name? I forget his name. He a lawyer.
I have to find his name. I'm not sure.
What's his name? He a lawyer.
I'm not sure. I don't know his name. I just know.
Is that from the Native Land podcast, right?
Yeah. Just from beginning. Yeah, just from beginning to hear him speak, I'm like, I'm not. I don't even want to begin to listen to you. But got to make sure that I understand what you're talking about. But okay, this is our last conversation for today. You guys cool? You good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Whew. So, we are in Chicago, and our mayor is Brandon Johnson. And
hey, y'all mayor is Brandon Johnson.
My man's Brandon Johnson.
Yeah, I don't stand this with it.
The decisions he make affect the Chicago and Chicago suburbs. That's why they call it Chicago suburbs.
Do they?
So what he proposed is what he's calling the corporate head tax. the more I listen to this guy talk, the more I lose brain cells. But here we go. Let's check it out.
Pitched his $16 billion spending plan to a city council this afternoon.
His plan does not include a property tax hike, but he wants corporations and social media companies to help pay for it. WGN's Angelica Sanchez has reaction.
The Chicagoland Chamber of Commerce says Mayor Brandon Johnson's new budget proposal will make Chicago a less attractive investment. They say they don't see shared sacrifice in his new tax proposals.
Our view is we need to have pro-growth strategies, not job-killing taxes.
Jack Lavin, president and CEO of the Chicagoland Chamber of Commerce, says many businesses have not shaken the setbacks from the pandemic, and the mayor's suggestions won't help.
Especially our restaurants and our hospitality industry, their margins are 2%.
In order to close a nearly $1.2 billion shortfall in next year's budget, the mayor wants to lean on the wealthy. He argues many are not paying their fair share.
Our budget proposal asks the large corporations and the ultra wealthy to chip in a little bit more so that working families are not burdened with higher property taxes or grocery taxes or garbage fees.
He emphasizes he won't be raising property taxes.
I'm sorry,
The
is the
proposal
plane?
includes a string of new taxes. Two in particular are raising eyebrows in the business community. One is the revival of a corporate head tax where companies in Chicago with more than
I said,
100
is it
employees
plane?
would pay
Space?
$21
Yeah.
per person a
I
month.
can't hear
Former
you.
Mayor Rahm Emanuel eliminated
I
that
can't-
tax
I
after
can't
more
hear,
than
so I
40
don't-
years. This time around, Mayor Johnson wants to put the estimated $100 million in
Yeah, you
revenue
got
towards
it.
anti-violence programs. He argues
One
the
minute.
city will be
Oh,
more
okay.
attractive to
I hear now. I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
hear it now. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
both businesses and their employees. The other proposal upsetting businesses is an increase to taxes on cloud computing. Levin says that the consumer would end up paying the cost.
Every company of every size and sector will pay that cloud tax, not big tech. It will be paid by the end user. And so that is another job-killing tax.
Not everyone is against the budget plan. A former teacher and CTU organizer, Mayor Johnson, wants to give $500 million in TIF surplus funds to Chicago public schools. In a statement, the Chicago Teachers Union says, today, Mayor Brandon Johnson delivered the most transformative budget to come out of City Hall in generations. He is protecting our city from Trump's cuts and proposing a budget that fights for working people instead of against them. The mayor's team says they found more than $200 million in savings across city departments. They also want to extend a citywide hiring freeze and cap overtime for Chicago police officers. Still, Lavin says it's hard to see shared sacrifice when the city budget has increased by more than $6 billion in recent years. The Chicagoland Chamber of Commerce says this is the start of a long process. They say that they will continue to advocate for the businesses they represent before this budget is finalized. Reporting outside City Hall, Angelica Sanchez, WGN News.
So I sent this to you guys, and my question was based upon this tax increase upon the what he claims to be, or what he says is the ultra wealthy, to better benefit the people that aren't wealthy. How do you think this will affect businesses and employment in Chicago?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Anytime that I guess you add any additional taxes to businesses, it seems like, businesses, they're ready to go. So I'm not sure how this will help businesses. However, I'm not sure of any other option either. Like, okay, well, if we decide to go up on property taxes, then, you're going to have people. The issue is you're going to have people complaining anywhere you go. So you're going to have people complaining about businesses leaving, but then again, you're going to have people complaining about population loss because they went up on property taxes. I think maybe they should do a better job as far as figuring out where's the waste. I do believe there's a lot of waste in the city of Chicago, and what we could do about that as far as, and I think a good start is maybe the overtime budget with CPD. I believe CPD represents about 25% of Chicago's annual budget. So, but that's pretty much what I got for that. Like, I think in order to have these conversations, you also need to have solutions. And I don't see any other solution because pensions is a big part of it. Paying people's pensions. This is why you're behind. This is why you're behind, and you're going to have a shortfall.
Ma, what you got?
I'm kind of, because I don't know really, because I don't know about what's the whole city budget or anything like that. But I'm kind of on like a little bit of what Jerry Day said. I ain't gonna say I agree with it, but I understand what he was talking about and whatnot, because I still don't kind of know. And like you say, you got to find a waste, though. You got to do a better job with the budget and quit wasting a lot of fucking money, too, as well. Like, you got to get rid of some things and, like, leave them gone. You can't just keep, like, we're going to get rid of this, but then we're going to add this to it. Like, it's just, you just replace the little waste that you did cut or whatnot. So you got to sit down, get the budget, go over it, and cut out a lot of the wasting and a lot of the bullshit the spending that you do. Because, you know, it ain't nothing but just like a personal budget on a bigger level. Because we all have budgets. We like, oh, you got to cut that. I can't begin that right now. Got to cut that subscription. I got to cut this too. Or I cut that too. So, like Jay every day said, you got to find out where the waste is going. You got to find out, you know, like which direction he would go. And I know I'm the wrong one to be like giving my opinion about this, because I honestly how can I say, it's like what direction would he go? Like, what is he going to cut? They still trying to get money for the schools. They still trying to keep funding the pensions and stuff like that. It's all in the shambles. He was handing some shit that was in the shambles, made some broken promises that he knew he couldn't keep. And then when you get the budget, it's just like, you're like, oh yeah, I can do that. And then you finally see the job and you see all this shit. You're like, damn, I should charge more money. So
yeah, this is why we didn't have any reason for getting into the whole Venezuelan issue in the first place. We don't have any money to fund that, right? We didn't have any personal money to fund it, money for the city of Chicago. And then, of course, we got federal dollars, and, maybe we thought we could, rob Peter to pay Paul over here. But this is why we shouldn't have gotten into any of that. Because now it's like, oh, well, now they're going to really look into your finances, or, and open up those books and see that, man, look, we didn't have it. We're trying to be a safe haven for people, but we don't have it to do so. Right? That's like me looking out for you and I don't have any money for my rent. Why did I do that? You know what I'm saying? I have to secure a home first, and then I can help others. And I think that's across the United States as a board, right? This is why we're trillions of dollars in debt. We're trillions of dollars in debt because we overextend, we overhelp, right? I guess we try to for whatever our self-interests are, but we try to we overextend. But even with our debt as a nation, most of our debt is internal. It's people that we owe, just within the United States. People think we owe China, all this money. Yeah, we owe China some money, but most of our debt is internal shit that we actually owe different businesses and different and citizens amongst the United States.
Let's see. Cultivate said the United States be in everybody's business, but they're wrong. What? Cultivate?
I kind of agree with that.
If they're in the United States, then it is their business. I'm confused.
No, she's talking about outside of the United States.
Yeah, she's talking about more so geopolitics around the world.
She's talking about around the world. She's not talking about the United States.
But wouldn't the United States business first be the people in the United States before it gets to geopolitics?
Well, I think that's what she's saying. The United States is in other people's business around the world versus focusing on what we have going on here.
You're right. I'm sorry. I apologize, Cultivate. You're right. You're absolutely right. Being everybody else's business, but their own. You're right. I 100% take that back. I take that back. So I think every time I think Brandon Johnson has hit a low and you can't go any lower, he proves me wrong. I just don't understand what this dude could possibly be thinking. Why do you not understand? Clearly, he doesn't understand how business works. Clearly, he must live a life that he's used to being funded by other people, because he doesn't understand how money works. He doesn't understand how business works. If you start to charge businesses more money to have people there, then they're just going to take their chances are they're going to take their businesses out of Chicago into other places, therefore increasing unemployment. Why would you charge businesses or anybody? You're not okay. I'll give you credit, Mr. Cousin BJ. I'll give you credit on
That's
not
your cousin.
increasing property taxes, but you are increasing business. Oh shoot, you are increasing business taxes. Why would you do that when the businesses employ people? Do you not understand that there is a push for AI to overtake businesses these days? More now than ever. Do you not understand that these businesses are going to look at the fact that Chicago and New York in particular, because they have a mass exodus of businesses, by the way, because Zohran Mamdani is an absolute idiot, and he's doing the same thing Brandon Johnson is doing. He's trying to propose more taxes to the ultra rich. If they can, if you, let's just say you make $500,000 and the federal government takes 50% of it. Shout out to J. Cole on brackets. If they take 50%, you work to get $500,000, but you only are the recipient of 200. You only in your bank account is only 250. Why wouldn't you go to another state where you can retain? They only charge 28% in taxes, and you bring home 72% of what it is that you worked for, and they don't charge you. Hold on, let me pull it up. A part of this proposal is a per head tax, where for each employee at a place of at a job provider, if you have more than 100 employees, if I'm not mistaken, it's like $73 per head per month. Why would I stay in Chicago if you're going to charge me more to stay here? Hold on, let me pull it up. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. My numbers was way off. It's not 21%. Hold on. I'm sorry. It's not $73 per head or whatever it is that I said. Chicago is considering reviving the corporate head tax. One second. The corporate head tax as a proposed solution to its budget deficit. The plan, called the Community Safety Surcharge, would charge companies with 100 or more employees in Chicago $21 per employee per month, with proceeds going to violence prevention and other public safety programs. This is a significant increase from the previous version, which was repealed in 2014. Why would I keep my business in Chicago? Or why would I continue to employ more than 100 people if you're going to charge me more for providing jobs? Help me understand that.
I can't help you understand it. I just think that, I mean, it was something clearly that was on the books for 40-something years prior to Rahm Emanuel getting rid of it. So it seems like even at the economic boom that Chicago was having, companies were okay with paying it.
Say the last part again. I'm sorry, I was typing something up real quick. You said they were okay with paying it?
Yeah, if it was on the books for a while, it seems like companies were okay with paying it. It was this. Did they say something like it was on the books for 40-something years until Rahm Emanuel decided? So this isn't anything that, you know, this isn't the original idea from Brandon Johnson. This is just something that was there before, and he just decided to bring it back.
Let's say Maul, Javerday, you guys were employers that employed 101 employees, or let's just say 200 employees. What would be your thoughts as a business owner upon hearing that news?
As a business owner, obviously, I don't want to pay more, right? I mean, anybody, it's about making money here. You know, but I guess I would weigh the benefits of being in Chicago versus being in another city. You know, so what other special privileges am I getting being in Chicago versus being in, I don't know, Gary, Indiana?
Right. That
You know,
reminded
so
me of,
that's one of the things I'm thinking about. At $20, you know, let's say you got 100 employees, $2,000, $24,000 a year. I guess I got to see, like, am I really, and am I willing to uproot my whole business for $24,000 a year? And I'm a company, you know, multi-million-dollar company, maybe billion-dollar company. So that's something I'm thinking about as well.
Mo, what you got? You been quiet for a minute.
I ain't gonna lie to you. What I'm thinking is, you niggas gonna eat that, because I ain't taking that. This shit finna go down to y'all. Y'all coming to eat here, y'all like my food, this shit finna be passed down. I ain't gonna lie to you. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. Because like Jerry Day said, to uproot your business and all that, it ain't gonna be worth that in the end. You might as well go out of business. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stay here, and that's gonna go to the customer. And 9 times out of 10, how many customers are you gonna really lose? If you have a good business and you have a good restaurant or good whatever, people are just they're gonna complain about it, but they're gonna still come and fuck with you. I.e. grocery stores in the city. Like, you gotta pay for bags. I ain't going to no grocery store in the city. I just go to these outer suburbs and then I'll drive my ass back. But at the same time, too, some people don't have that luxury to do that neither. I gotta look at that too. But for now, you got on this business. See, I ain't know nothing about the other thing, but when you ask me a question like that, that's business. That shit gonna get passed down to the customer. You think the corporation's gonna pay that? No. Corporations don't pay shit. They're gonna pass that shit right down to the customer. They're gonna sprinkle a little 5 cent here, a little 5 cent there, a little here, sprinkle a little there, a little dusty sauce right there, sprinkle a little dusty sauce right there. You see that rib that Jerry Day with him? Spend a little 10, let's spend a little 25 cent on that a pound. Look, we're gonna get you right there. All that.
Yeah, they may find a way to capitalize and make money off of that. And then blame, you know, certain taxes. I feel like even with the bag tax, right? Like, I thought it was for plastic bags, and then they turned it into bags in general. You know, like, ain't nobody asked you to, you know, if I wanted a plastic bag or whatever, I guess to help and serve or whatever the environment, whatever you guys came up with. But to put it on, you know, paper bags now, or you remember the sugar tax? I'm not sure if they still do the sugar tax and the water bottle tax here in Chicago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like you said, they're just gonna pass it down to the consumer.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't ultimately hurt. It seems as if it's hurting the rich, but to me, it's more so it will hurt more so the commoner. So,
yep, it ain't gonna hurt you not at all. Not at all.
Naps and Beauty said Johnson's also trying to propose a tax on social media use in Chicago as well.
Yeah.
He also said those Chicago taxes ain't no joke for the employers. Plus, employers would have to pay state taxes as well. Cultivate said, OMG, I didn't know this was a thing until I had to stop at Jewel in the city. Bag tax? But hey, Aldi has been taxing for bags since forever. Naps and Beauty also said it depends on the type of business. So now here's my question with the bag tax. That means like you only get taxed if you get a bag from the store, right? Which meaning like if you have a bag in your car that you bring into the store, then you can't get charged anything.
Correct. So any new bag that you get from that store is going to be charged or taxed.
Okay, you get right. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Because I'm like, if I bring a bag in, how you gonna charge me? I mean, I guess you could build it into the price if you wanted to, but like, how you gonna know if I have a bag or not?
Mm-hmm.
But Naps and Beauty brought this to my attention while you guys were talking. A little bit more information about the social media tax. So this is from CBS News. Mayor Brandon Johnson proposes $16.6 billion budget with the new social media tax. Record TIF surplus. Mayor Brandon Johnson announced a $16.6 billion budget. Oh, let me make it a little bit bigger for the pause for the people. $1 billion short. $1.2 billion shortfall while protecting the city from funding cuts by the Trump administration. We're asking, this is Brandon Johnson, because I heard him say this. We're asking large corporations and big tech companies that have made trillions of dollars to pitch in a little bit more, Johnson said. If Johnson's budget plan is approved, social media companies will find themselves on the hook for a new tax next year. Chicago would be the first city to impose such tax, and it's just one of few ideas the mayor claims will balance the budget without federal funding in Chicago. The Protecting Chicago budget protects Chicagoans from Trump's cut. I'm struggling reading this. Like, how does this even make sense, bro?
Hey, ask y'all a question. You and Jerry Day, right? Because Jerry Day mentioned this. He mentioned this earlier. If we just go back before Brandon Johnson and we go back to the Daily when he sold the Skyway, or we go back, it was a Daily who also sold the parking meters too, right? Yeah. If we go back to there to where we got that money, are we still in this predicament right now?
We'll be better off. I can't say we wouldn't be,
It'll be better than what it is.
Yeah. It was Daly's solution, was to put a Band-Aid over a wound. Instead of just trying to figure it out from there. He knew he was on his way out, like he's gonna retire or whatever it is. And he probably
so he was trying to make himself look like the mayor of mayors because he left it in a good hands. But in the long run down around, it's gonna be come fall on somebody else's lap, and this shit gonna be horrible.
Yeah, and it was different people that knew that. Like, this isn't, it wasn't anything that was hush-hush about it. Like, people knew, like, selling that in the long run. It's owned by people in Dubai, or it's leased to people in Dubai right now. So at first, some Canadians bought it, and then the people in Dubai got a hold of it. They bought it from them.
That's crazy.
My question is, how do you do that though? Impose a social media tax. How do you do that? Do you do you talk to the companies? And that's what I was looking for in that article, because I was reading it even while you guys were talking. How do you impose the tax? Do you
from ad revenue? That's how the social medias get paid. They get paid by ad revenue and by advertising. So all those ads and all that shit, they trying to tax that.
So he's taxing Facebook, Instagram, I suppose YouTube, which
TikTok,
which they would then somehow affect the users of the app. So they're probably gonna, like, if you're looking at a 10-minute video and you get 2 ads, Brandon Johnson is going to impose a tax to where, just like Maul was saying, I'm going to pass it down to the consumer. Now, in 10 minutes, you're going to see 6 ads.
Facts. And then guess what the company going to do? Social media going to do? Just what YouTube did to you and Jay every day. Hey, I got this premium subscription for you with no ads, baby.
Woo!
That's what they going to do. And guess what? People going to go buy it.
Imagine that Facebook Premium, bro. Instagram Premium, TikTok Premium. Dang, this dude is. How much longer does he have to be in office? Hold on. Let me see.
Hey, I ain't gonna even lie to you though, bro. I'm being like all the way honest. I think everybody should go. The way this shit is being ran right now, and it's not going on just one person. This is going on everybody. I think everybody needs to go. I think we need to hit a reset button. All these old people that have been in Congress for 25, 30 years, they got to go. Everybody. You got to get the fuck up out of here. I'm sorry. I think everybody should go.
Oh, I didn't think about that, Naps and Beauty. Users who are bringing in some money will more than likely be taxed when their 1099s come around at the end of the year. So if you're an influencer, you're going to be charged more in taxes. I'm sorry, if you're an influencer and you get paid for your influence, you're going to get taxed more, according to in Chicago, according to Brandon Oh my God, this dude is stupid. I mean, people aren't likely to move out of Chicago based off of that. So I guess in that degree, it's strategic. But it says here, as of October 2025, Chicago Mayor BJ has approximately 1 year and 7 months left in his current term. So 4-year term will expire in May 2027. Oh my gosh, jeez, this dude is wild. But I also pulled up something. Let me find it. This is a breakdown, and we can close it out here. Consumer expenditures, because I was trying to figure out a breakdown on what the Chicago budget is in Chicago. Oh, what the budget is in Chicago. And this, according to this graph, this is what the money is going to. So BLS.gov, Bureau of Labor Statistics.gov. It says chart 1 shares of average expenditures for selected major components in the United States and Chicago metropolitan area 2022 to 23. Housing gets the absolute unequivocal majority of it, about 34%. Then there's food. Then there's transportation. Transportation, second highest. Personal insurance and pensions, healthcare, entertainment, apparel, and services. At the least amount of it is on education. That is crazy.
What do they mean by food?
The least amount of it is on education. And maybe that's why Brandon Johnson is such a, focusing so much on creating affordable housing, because we already propose, use 34% of the Chicago budget on affordable housing.
What do you mean by food?
Say that again.
I said, what does he mean by food, or what did that graph mean by food?
That's why
Chicago isn't in charge of SNAP benefits. So what are you talking about food? I don't.
Yeah, and that was just my quick Googles to where I found that. So I didn't have time to, in this particular conversation, to go in depth on what these mean, because all of these are just general categories. So I'm just right now he has the absolute abysmal approval level among Chicagoans. So we're gonna keep moving until 2027 and figuring it out.
So well, I guess this would be my final thought, but I'm ending with a question: is what would be a solution? I mean, even for the next mayor to get in there, right? Because we're always going to critique the mayors and the governor or whatever. We're always going to critique them. What is the solution? Hello?
I mean, go ahead, Mo.
I think it's just a gut of the budget and being real. Like, you got to go ahead and get down to the root of the problem. That's just like when you, with your own budget, like you got all this money spent now, so now you got to come down, sit down, and be totally truthful with yourself and with the situation. Like, I can't keep affording this. Some shit got to go and it can't come back.
Well, let me ask you then, because that seems like what the current administration, if I take it and I say, well, this is what the current administration is doing, right? They're deciding that, you know what, I want to, let's look at these books to see, where we're wasting it. And then it becomes, well, they shouldn't do that like that when they do start, stripping away different programs and so on and so forth. That's what I'm saying. It's like, there's always going to be people criticizing, even when you're trying to, I guess, make it better or do what you're supposed to afford to, what you can do, what you can afford to do as a city, as a state, as a nation. People are always going to critique.
Yeah, but would it be critiqued if he was doing it the right way though? Like, it's like not just you just saying, "Oh, you're fired." Oh, this is cut. No, this is cut. Instead of having like a strategic plan of what you could be cutting. Like, maybe we can cut this, but let's cut this out and cut that out. And like, Yeah, just like be more strategic about what you're doing.
I think so, but I think the issue becomes that and you and Marlon and I we've had this conversation before and how I feel about taxes, right?
Don't do it.
The way I feel about taxes is, if we're gonna be honest, if we're gonna be frank, the average citizen don't pay enough. Right? I'm not saying we should get paid enough, but let's not act like, because people act as if their taxes are doing everything. Like, nigga, you paid $3,000 in taxes. You acting like you funded the war in Iraq. You act like there's other people who really pay tax, like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of money. Either the corporations or, you know what I'm saying, the ultra rich. They're the ones paying it. We act as if like me. Like, I'm not, I make a decent amount. I'm not gonna say what I make, but I make okay. You know, and I know it's like, damn, when I look and I realize, okay, I got 3 children that go to public schools. The average school could be between $7,000 to $15,000 a year. Okay. That's either me owing $21,000 to $45,000 a year in taxes because they go to public schools. I don't pay that in taxes. You know what I'm saying? So now when people start saying, well, you shouldn't do this with this money here, there, here, and here, nigga, really, that ain't even your money. Your money is already wrapped up in some other shit.
I don't want to hear this shit, man. He was talking to this shit about me spaces. I had to shut up. I couldn't even, because he was making too much sense. I'm like, man, whatever, man. I don't want to hear that shit, man. I don't like that taxes going
my tax dollars. I mean, in theory, nigga, I'm supposed to be in the red. You know what I'm saying? I got 3 kids to go into public school. Right? My tax, I can't sit up here and complain about, well, nigga, if they want to send the money to Iraq, that's their money to do so. That's my thought on it. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong or whatever, but yeah.
But I always thought about this too, Jerry Day. But wouldn't it be the other taxes stuff that we doing too, though? Because don't we pay taxes on everything when that add up to it too?
Yeah,
like when you go buy a car, you pay taxes on the car. When you buy your stickers and stuff that you're paying, and it's like a tax you're paying every year for that. It's like everything we go grocery shopping, we always paying taxes and stuff on that.
Yeah, so your grocery and stuff, when I'm talking about those type of taxes, I'm talking about on the federal level, right? But even on the, your grocery tax, you think about how much you probably spent in grocery tax as far as groceries, right? Like, in a year you might have spent maybe $1,000 or $2,000 in as far as grocery tax, the actual tax, the grocery tax on food. How much is the grocery tax in Chicago? It's like 3% or something like that, maybe.
Yeah,
4%.
it was like 2 or 3%. Yeah.
Right. So all of that stuff is gonna go local. Even your property tax, that's gonna go local or whatever. But I'm just saying in general, it's like I don't own any property. You know what I mean? As far as a house, I live in an apartment, but I do a lot of public stuff. Like a lot of that shit is paid for through somebody else. I mean, I'm just keeping it a being.
I think I don't disagree with you. I also think I wish what's the population in Chicago off the top of your head? Do you remember?
2.7.
Okay, yeah. So let's just say just solid 2.5, right?
Yeah.
The absolute majority of that are people that aren't very wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I think the absolute majority of that are people that are paying $3,000. So if you get $3,000 times 1 million people, like it adds up.
Well, I think we also know that the ultra rich, makes or has more money than most people. Right, I'm not sure the percentage, but the ultra rich, like that top 1%, they have 80% of the money. And that's not including when you actually include like corporations and stuff. The businesses and stuff that pay the taxes and things like that. So, that for me, it took my mind somewhere else when we started talking about taxes. Of course, on the local level, I think, as far as Chicago and what Chicago is doing, You know, we need to figure out where a lot of the waste is going. Even with these different contracts and stuff like that, Chicago is still kind of probably ran by the mob. Yep, 2.7. So Chicago is still ran by the mob. So, you know, a lot of those contracts and stuff like that are given to people, to family members and stuff like. So, you know, somebody's rubbing somebody else's hands, and somebody's getting paid there.
Yeah, so I'm not disagreeing with you. I also think of it from a math standpoint. It's like, okay, it's a 1%, right? Like you take the 1%, and yes, I don't doubt by any means that they're paying a large amount of taxes. I'm thinking of it from a math standpoint because you have
even that you have kids in your 2.7 there. You have kids, right? So they're not paying taxes in your 2.7 million. You know, so however many of those are children, right? And then however many of those that they claim 34% of those people, or the budget, 34% of the budget goes to housing, right? So that may be a percentage of people that may pay taxes. But I'm talking about as a whole, as federal or whatever, may pay taxes, but how much are they paying into the system?
Yeah, I don't disagree because I'm also looking, I'm just,
I'm not
I'm
asking to
another
pay
guy.
more taxes. Trust me, I'm not asking to pay more taxes. I'm just saying, like, at least on a federal level, when you realize it's like when they're funding different things or whatever, we're getting federal funds. It's like, okay, don't act like it's your money. You know, it's not really your money. You know, and maybe maybe you spaces because you don't have any children that you know of. But no, I'm just messing with you. But you don't have any children or whatever, or you're not married. So maybe more so your money is going to the federal government. But when I look at myself and my situation, I'm like, bro, like really, I would run in the red.
Yeah, and I don't know. Your mayor is saying tax people more, even if it's a trickle down effect. Cultivate said it's too often that politicians are stealing or mishandling money or spends 20 grand or better on their upkeep alone. We talked like maybe 4 months ago now. Brandon Johnson spends $30,000 a year on his.
You better not
stupid
say that on
mohawk.
the goddamn haircut, nigga, because I go cut his shit. You better not say that on that damn bullshit ass mohawk. Y'all already know my motto. Anybody that's that old that still got a mohawk, don't trust him.
$30,000 a year on his mohawk.
Yeah, he's definitely misappropriating funds.
He's misappropriating funds. That is so fucking funny.
We talk about how he spent $80K on renovating his wife's office.
And that, and that's at a smaller level, bro. Like at the end of the day, he's to me, I would say that's stealing. But you know what? It's so much more going on. He just got in office. Not just got in office. He has a year left in office. I'm talking about you got career aldermen and stuff in there. Aldermen is another big issue. These people are getting money hand over the fist, man.
Bro, Chicago has
inside trading, money hand over fist, handing out contracts, getting paid underneath the table. It's all type of shit going on.
It's a lot going on.
Bro, Chicago has 50 aldermen.
Yeah.
Brandon Johnson has spent $638 million on illegal immigrants, bro.
That alone, that's what I just said. That alone would have at least, that's damn near half of what you was looking for, as far as your budget shortfall.
Cultivate said, or spends 20 grand or better on their upkeep alone. Can we get someone that's honest and actually for the people? It's not profitable.
I think it's kind of like you going into whatever, like you think police, a lot of police, right? Well, not a lot, but You think you really finna go in there and make a change, and I'm finna do this, or a management or whatever position. You think you finna go change some shit. You think you finna change the culture or something. You may have good intention, and then by the time you make it in there and you try to do what you're gonna do, and it's backlash or whatever it is, and you realize like, damn, it's really fucked up. I was watching something about what's going on in Oakland, and if you guys are familiar with Oakland, it's real fucked up right now.
Yeah.
And right. So they've had 11 different police chiefs in 11 years.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
All right. They had 11 different police chiefs in 11 years. So to me, what that's saying is each police chief, and I'm sure they have lucrative things to get people to become police chiefs there. But what it says to me of the police or the pending police chief is saying, you know what? I think I can make a difference. They ain't seen nobody like me. And then you get there and it's a fucking shit show. And then you leave. You know what I mean? That's so even with Brandon Johnson's situation, he probably felt as if he could do something different. You know what I mean? I'm not taking up for the guy, but I think when you get in these type of positions of power, you think you can do something different, but the culture is bigger than you. The culture itself, Chicago, the politics culture is bigger than you, the mayor. And the Illinois itself is going to be bigger than you, the mayor in Chicago.
So I typed in Google how many police chiefs has Oakland had. It says Oakland has had at least 13 police chiefs in the last 15 years, highlighting a period of high turnover. This recent count does not include the current search for a new police chief following Floyd Mitchell's resignation in October 2025. It's October 19th, 2025 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. This is part of the reason why I encourage y'all, why I was mentioning The Godfather of Harlem. Because this speaks on Godfather of Harlem speaks on this very thing that Jay Everyday was just saying about how the police chief was trying to do right and the elements of the community pushed him out. All right, final thoughts. What y'all got?
But that's why I say too, like, this whole, and I don't mean this, I don't want people to take this figuratively. This shit need to be blown up, bro. This shit need to be really reset it. Like everything need to be reset it.
Set it on fire.
This shit need to be like reset it. The only way you're gonna get all this out of here is you can't keep plugging in. It's like you got a fucking how they say it, is it a mold problem? Whatever type of problem it is, what it is. Like shit, like you got termites or some shit, or like your foundation. You can't just go in there and gut that shit out. You gotta go ahead and tear that shit down and rebuild this shit back up from the ground up. Like Jay Everyday said, motherfucker put a Band-Aid on a big ass gunshot wound. You ain't going in there and took the bullet out. You ain't stitched this shit up. You ain't did none of that. This shit needs to be blown up, bro, and just like restart it over.
Let's see.
Describes her horrifying experience when she first realized the complex was on fire.
Well, I woke up to go get me a cold pop. Then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, "Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire."
Hey, you was on point. You was on point with that one.
That's a classic. That's a classic.
You was on point.
My final thoughts, man, it's just even though we're having these conversations, man, your vote is your voice, and as best you can, just be aware of what's going on, and hold these people to account, because more now than ever am I seeing that a lot of corruption is just out in the open to be witnessed. More now than ever. Like we said that Brandon Johnson, we showed, you can Google it right now. Somebody on the playback, Google right now. How much money has Brandon Johnson spent on illegal immigrants since his term? You will see that it says $638 million. And he's been in there for about 2.5 years. What is the money to show for that? Where's the money coming from to fund that? It's illegal immigrants. So, man, just try to be aware. Just try to be aware. Don't put your head in the sand and just try to act like it's not happening or say all these people are corrupt and no matter what. You had to listen to these people talk, be aware of who your local politicians are, and understand what it is that truly understand what it is that they're standing for, and ask yourself, does this truly benefit people as a whole, or are they trying to finesse us into them getting the bag by playing on our frustrations and the things that we go through as people? All right. So
real quick, it's gonna suck for Brandon Johnson that his legacy, whatever he leaves behind, as the mayor that just spent all this money on illegal immigrants. You know,
and on Boosie phase with Mohawks.
right? You know, I'm not really sure. Damn, I'm not even really sure what Lori Lightfoot legacy was. You know, could you think of something real quick? Like, what was something that I can't even. I know she used to go back and forth with Donald Trump. So outside of that, I can't really think of anything that was her legacy. You know,
Nothing but them big ass pantsuits.
Yeah, them chopper suits, right?
Yeah,
But but you know, something as far as making a difference here in Chicago. You know, you can say what you want about Mayor Daley, or whoever else. Think about Mayor Daley is. You talk to a lot of black people, especially a lot of older black people. They love Mayor Daley. Nigga was stealing left and right, but they love Mayor Daley.
Facts.
You know, he
I know him. He's the shorties.
right.
His name used to be everything.
You know, he left. You know, shit. He $100 million park or $50 million park turned into a $450 million park. That's Millennium Park. But you know, and there's some things to show for it. And you know, I'm just kind of curious on Brandon Johnson's legacy, and I think this is going to be it. Like that's kind of the stamp in the nail in the coffin, as they say. That you know he was the mayor that spent damn near $1 billion on illegal immigrants.
Something to think about, man. We'll call that the mesh for today.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for kicking with us. No, this is probably our longest episode ever.
You like this shit? I'm getting used to this shit.
No, I'm not.
I happen to be barbecuing today, so I was, you know.
Nigga say, hey, well, I'm supposed to be when it got like, man, go ahead, let's go.
I'm on my way, man. I want some of them ribs, man. Mom neglected me this whole summer.
Hey, man, let me ask my mama, man. This is my mama shit. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask my mama. That's my mama shit.
That's my mama shit. You know what I'm saying? Huh, Mom? What you say?
Hey, boy. I love to see that shit right there, boy. Hey, boy, people just don't know, boy. That's one of them things right there.
This has been another rendition of your favorite after church podcast. Wear your crown, build your legacy, Kings. I have been your man, Spaces.
I'm Jay every day.
Hey, I go by your boy Maul, man. We gotta get the fuck up out of here. Meeting adjourned. Let's go.